What's up, Can Crushers? Welcome to another episode of the Crushing Cans podcast. I'm Cullen.
And I'm Jake.
All right, and tonight we're having a three-way.
Ooh, I'll get the condoms.
Not that kind of three-way, you dirty mind. Jesus Christ. We're having a three-way by Fort George Brewing in collaboration with Level Beer of Portland, Oregon, and Structures Brewing of Bellingham, Washington. You ready to crack these open?
Yeah, but where's Fort George Brewing out of?
Astoria, Oregon.
Yeah.
And you guys know I'm a Fort George guy.
Yeah, so this is 7.2% alcohol right now. Let's crack it open.
This is a seasonal beer. It only comes around once every year between the months of June all the way through to the end of September. So, and it's also only distributed in the Pacific Northwest. Part of the Independent Craft Brewers Association. Had to support local, you know. That's
Always,
kind of
man.
our motto here. So, what do you think? I haven't dipped in yet.
I think I'm going to like it more than you.
Smells good.
I think I'm going to like it more than you.
Whew.
That's for sure. It doesn't taste bad, though. This is good.
I don't know. It's actually pretty good. I like it a lot. It's got that finish that hits the back of the tongue is the only thing that I don't like, because that's where that bitterness comes in that that I always talk about.
Yep.
But it goes in really smooth, and it just it finishes really well. It just leaves that little bitter notes on the back of your tongue. But tastes good to me.
Yeah, no, I think it tastes pretty good. I'm really excited about it. So let's jump into the fight card, though. So far on the undercard, we've had a pretty successful night with the group so far. Let me pull that up real quick.
I mean, after another shitstorm. So first, let's talk about this real quick. We lost another fight from tonight's card.
Yeah.
Ed Herman versus Gerald Mearshart.
Yeah.
Mearshart, he passed his COVID tests throughout the whole week, and then sometime today, I believe it was, he failed a COVID test, so they had to pull him from the card. And let's just say Short Fuse had a short fuse because he looked hot.
Yeah, I mean, I believe he was pissed, but let's be honest, though, they've had those false positives.
They've had a lot of them.
This, in my opinion, my belief right now is probably another one of those false positives.
Especially if he was quarantined like they should have been throughout the week, because these fighters aren't allowed to go anywhere,
well,
essentially.
And this wasn't exactly a short notice fight either.
Not for him.
These guys had a few weeks, so they've all been through that quarantine process. It shouldn't have been an issue, but they have had false positives. And
they actually had another fighter last month or a month and a half ago that tested positive, so they pulled him, and then he ended up testing negative right after that, so they let him back on the card.
Yeah, and this is one of the things we're going to have to stay adapted to. And it sucks, man, but this is just, I guess this is part of the times, 2020, COVID times. Things like this are going to be happening a lot more, I think.
It's the new normal, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. So let's jump into the card with the groups right now.
Well, what do we have for that first fight?
So on the first fight, that one was Cody Durden versus Chris Gutierrez. And
Good fight.
Good fight, back and forth fight. The first round was dominated by Cody Durden.
Yeah, Cody Durden controlled on the ground 4 minutes and 59 seconds of that first round.
Yeah, I mean, he took him down right away, and he had the back. Literally just rode him out there, hit him with some soft punches. There was no, real danger of finishing the fight from there. But it was a total 10-8 round based on control and domination. And the other thing, though, was Gutierrez didn't look too eager to get off the bottom.
He didn't seem to care.
He just kind of rode it out. It was like he decided that he was going to save his energy. He wasn't getting hit with anything that was hurting. And he just figured he'd save the energy for the later rounds.
Which, didn't really turn out to be a bad idea, other than he should have probably made some escape attempts, maybe at least got up once in that first round, so it wasn't a 10-8.
So it wasn't a 10-8.
But, in the second and third rounds, it was all Gutierrez from there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he beat him up from there.
He beat him up.
Good leg kicks.
Dropped him a couple times.
From being able to shoot, shutting down the takedowns. Outside of that first round, this was all Cody Durden.
Yeah,
not Cody Durden, but Chris Gutierrez. And, it ended up being a draw. Like we were talking about, in all reality, though, Gutierrez won that fight.
Yeah, Gutierrez won the fight. I mean, that's kind of the issue with a little bit of the point system right now, because Durden came out, and yes, he wrestled him and he controlled him, but he didn't really do anything outside of that.
No.
And this goes back to an argument you and I had before where you were trying to argue about the damage factor for 10-8s, and I'm like, dude, not in the new rules. And that's what took precedent here.
And it's kind of frustrating because right now, we look at that. Gutierrez won that fight.
And Gutierrez would have won that fight on the old rules, to be real.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't any real damage done. Yeah, there was strikes being landed, but they were soft and they were just scoring points. That's all they were doing.
Yeah.
So that one ended in a draw. Nobody out there wins that one because we all had different things picked, and it didn't matter what we had picked because none
Draws
of them won.
don't count.
Yeah. So then we go on to the next fight. This one was Jamal Emmers versus the short notice replacement of Vince Cachero. And this turned out to be a pretty good fight.
It was a really fun fight.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, like we talked about, Cachero's boxing is really, really good. And Cachero showed that he had really good boxing. Emmers just looked like he was too big, honestly.
Bigger,
and his striking was phenomenal too.
He had a range advantage, and that was he was able to use that because they were about the same speed. I felt like.
You know what Cachero had though? He had a chin advantage.
Yeah, he did.
He ate some shots, dude, throughout that first and second round. That I just cannot believe he stayed up because, I mean, Emmers got him in the tie clinch like multiple times, landed knees to the body, to the face, landed some huge shots to the face. Props to Cachero, man. He was able to hang in there, and that fight ended up going to a decision. Jamal Emmers won unanimously. But Cachero looks like he belongs in the UFC, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think he definitely proved that he belongs in the UFC. Like I said, Jamal Emmers has just had an unfortunate career so far in the UFC. He's fought tough guys. Like Jamal Emmers is definitely a quality opponent who belongs in the UFC. But when you look at it and it says 0-2 in the UFC, including the Contender Series fight, you don't really think that he's someone that belongs there. But you watch him fight, and he's just fought good guys.
And many people believe that he won the Giga fight.
Yeah, I thought he did. I thought he did. So, he definitely proved that both those guys belong there. And if Cachero's down to 25, or not 25, but 35, sorry, it's probably a big difference. Because,
absolutely.
Cachero was definitely smaller.
Clearly the smaller guy.
Yeah, but I picked Emmers to win by knockout round 2.
We both had Emmers by knockout round 2.
So we both got the correct pick.
We got the pick for the decision there, but we didn't get the perfect.
No bonus points on that one. Then we go to Nathan Maness versus Johnny Munoz Jr. This turned out to be another good fight.
Yep.
The undercard was exciting, top to bottom for the most part.
It really was.
This was good. There was a couple of nut shots landed in there from Johnny Munoz. He hit him with a few nut shots in there.
A lot, actually. We had a lot of nut shots actually throughout the first few.
Undercard.
The whole undercard. There was a lot. It was odd.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. So, but it was a good fight. That one went all the way to a decision, which turned out to be a perfect pick for me. I picked Nate Maness to win by decision. What did you pick?
I believe I had Maness by knockout.
Round 2 or
Round 2, I don't remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure I had him by knockout. But either way, Maness got the win.
Yep, so that's a perfect for me. It's another win for you. So right now, we're both 2-0-1 on the night. I got one perfect. You have just the correct pick so far.
Yep.
Then we move on to the next one. This one was Jonathan Martinez versus Frankie Saenz.
This was a one-sided ass beating.
Yeah, and I felt bad because Saenz looked like an old man.
He really did. He came in with gray hair, and it sucks because I picked Saenz, and I keep doing that. You keep catching me. We talked about it before with emotional picks, and I keep making these picks with guys that I just want to see get that win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to see him get the win, even though, like we mentioned, it's probably a smarter pick to pick Martinez. But then Martinez came in overweight and even had you guessing for a minute there.
Oh, I was totally doubting it,
But he looked
the weight
huge.
Cut. He did.
His legs looked like they were bigger than Saenz.
Yeah, he looked really big.
But he just beat the hell out of Saenz, dude.
Yeah, and, it was kind of at points where, although Saenz wasn't out of it, like, I kind of wanted them to stop it a little bit earlier.
If you look at Twitter, they wanted him to stop it too.
It was just a one-sided ass whooping, and it's at some point you just get tired of watching it, even as fans of the sport. Like you want to see the competitive fights. You don't want to see one-sided ass whoopings for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So that one, they actually did end up stopping it. There was about 1 minute left. There was 57 seconds left, right? Mm-hmm. In the third round, and that turned out to be another perfect pick for me. I picked Martinez by KO round 3.
Yep.
And that's exactly what happened there.
And I had Sane, so that was my first loss on the card right there.
Yeah. And then, that
let's go check out our standings real quick.
So that's the end of the undercard right there.
Yeah, only 4 fights on the undercard with all the dropouts and people getting pulled. So
yeah, let's pull
let's
that
take
up.
a look at the undercard or our standings real quick and see what's going on.
All right, so sitting in, let's go through the top 5. We'll go from the bottom. We'll go from 5 on up. So we got 2 people tied. So we got 2 people tied for 5th right there. Fisty McKicker Choke.
Nice name, nice name.
And Captain Fappin, they're tied for 5th place right there. They both have 125 points. They have 2 correct picks, 1 decision perfect for both of them, and that leaves them both tied for 5th. Then we have JGH, who was one of the top ones last week, took 2nd, right?
Yeah, I think so.
JGH right now is in 4th place with 150 points, has 3 correct picks, but no bonus points. In 3rd place, we got Townsy with 3 correct picks, 2 decision perfects there, and no other bonus points there. Then I'm sitting in 2nd place right now with 3 correct picks, 1 decision perfect, and 1 actual perfect. And then we have Girth Brooks.
Girth Brooks.
Not
Garth Brooks. Girth Brooks.
So Girth Brooks. Apparently people in our group really love penises or something. But Girth Brooks is sitting in 1st place for our group with 3 correct picks, 2 decision perfects, and 1 actual perfect. So nobody in the world has gotten 4 correct picks because of the draw.
Right.
So that the best you can do is having 2 decision perfects and 1 actual perfect.
And Girth Brooks is 2 decision perfects and 1 actual perfect. He's 3 for 3. All 3 he's picked 100% correct, and he's tied for 1st place right now overall, in the world.
There's only 17 people right now in 1st place, or tied for 1st place overall in the world. And then the next place that you can be below that is 18th, and I'm currently tied for 18th with a bunch of other people.
Yeah, and then Townsy, I think, was sitting at about 104 when we checked it.
107. 107.
So, I mean, it's close so far through 4 fights. It's actually really good with 3,045 people picking this card on Tapology.com.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe right now after the undercard we have 3 people right there pretty much top 100.
I mean, yeah, if it keeps up, dude, that'd be dope.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here.
I need to get some comeback stuff. Yeah, Lando Venata, let's go, baby.
Yeah, well, what do we got? We got Lando Venata versus Bobby Green, the rematch right now. So if you guys remember, in the first one, Lando Venata landed an illegal knee after he rocked Bobby Green pretty bad. He was just about to finish Bobby Green.
Illegal thigh.
He hit him with the knee. I mean, it doesn't matter, though. It's like
he got the point deducted.
Illegal leg strike, however you want to do it. I guess you can't really strike a downed opponent like to the head with your leg.
Any part of your lower extremities.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But so that's what happened there. They ended up taking the point. The fight goes to a decision, and it's a draw. Lando Veneta would have won had they not taken that point away, and he potentially would have finished him had he not thrown that illegal knee there at the end of the first there. Yeah,
it was close. It was a good fight. So I'm here for the rematch. Bobby Green, his teammate, fought earlier today. Jamal Emmers, duh. Jamal Emmers is actually the teammate of Bobby Green. So, found that out in the post-fight interview. I didn't really know that.
I'm really excited about this one. Venata's looking like he's ready. He's in shape.
He's
Green
loose.
looks hungry, though. Like, Green looks like he wants to prove a point.
Yeah.
So, this will be interesting. Getting ready to check some kicks and throw some kicks.
These guys are having fun. Who worked that
They're
body,
boxing.
Venata.
They're boxing.
Yeah.
Not much kicks right now. They both started with a lot of kicks, and then since then they switched to pretty much just a boxing game.
Yeah.
Ooh,
good jab from Venata.
They're feeling loose. They're looking good.
It's crazy is they're throwing these jabs with power. These are not poke range jabs, kind of.
No, they're knocking each other's heads off with these jabs.
They're trying to finish this fight. Neither one of these guys wants to go to decision.
Those calf kicks, though, Veneta cannot just take those calf kicks to try to prove a point like that.
Oh! Veneta just rocked him.
Oh, but Veneta got rocked.
What the hell? I don't think he got rocked. It looked like he just pushed his head down and
I think he hit him with that right there. I think
we gotta see it. He might have.
Oh! I want to see that again.
But it looked like Bobby Green, after he got rocked, just kind of grabbed his head and threw him down.
Oh, it looked like he hit him with the hook to me.
Dude, we got to watch the replay. They better show that on the replay.
Oh.
Ooh, good kick. You see that little kick as he was tripping him down?
Vannata looks a little bit ahead right now. He looks a little bit faster. But Bobby Green is countering well. And Vannata's got to be careful here.
God.
See, he looks a little bit faster there.
He throws with some heat.
And he's lighter on his feet. Vannata's lighter on his feet right now.
He's definitely lighter on his feet.
But, you know, Green's throwing everything with a lot of power.
They both are. This is crazy.
Yeah, but
if I'm Vannata, I start opening up those leg kicks.
When you're grounded, though, like, you're able to generate more power. So I think Green's probably, honestly, has more power. But Vannata's a little bit more clean and crisp right here. A nice head movement there.
See, I want to see Vannata start eating that leg apart. Look at that. Green's flat-footed as fuck.
Yeah, he is.
And he's just leaving that lead leg out there.
But he hit him with that right there.
This is good, man. This is a fun fight. We told you guys this is going to be a fun fight right here. Potential fight of the night.
That nose right there of Vannata might be broken.
It's a little red.
It's a little red right there, and it's looking smashed in. It's looking a little smashed in right there. This is a nice one, though. You know, but Vannata's staying light on his feet, and so those leg kicks from Bobby Green really shouldn't be able to generate too much. Oh, he clipped him! He clipped him!
Yep.
Green clipped him. I don't know if it was as much that he hit him or if it was that he just bull rushed him over. Vannata's trying to work for a leg. He's getting to stand up. He stands up. Green still has one leg. Returns him back to the mat.
He's not going to keep Vannata down, though.
He tries to take his back, but they're up on their feet. And
Vannata switches. He's got his back now.
Green's back. Ooh,
Fudging
nice
phenomenal.
Nice
We're trying to watch our language.
Nice elbows, Bobby Green.
I don't know if you guys have noticed. We've kind of been trying to, with every podcast, we're getting a little bit better. Cleaning up our language just a little bit, trying to make it more fan-friendly for those that may have children to watch or something like that.
Yeah.
I know my kids kind of, they tell me they watch, but they skip all the way to the end just so they can watch us crush the cans because they said that's their favorite part.
It's probably the only part they should watch.
Yeah.
Oh!
Dude, see, this is going to be a hard round to judge, dude. It keeps going back and forth with who I have winning it. I don't know.
Ooh.
See, they both rocked each other right there.
This is a great fight.
Oh, my God. Vannata just landed 4 or 5 right there.
I don't know how you're going to call this one.
This is going to be tough.
I mean, while Green went down on that one, I don't know if he got dropped or if it was... while Vannata went down on that one, I don't know if he got dropped as much as Green kind of bum-rushed him a little bit and got him off-balanced. But he still went down to the ground, and Vannata worked right back up, but it definitely looks bad.
Yeah, but Vannata... Oh, dude, this is crazy. This is 25 seconds left. They both landed really good shots. Green's doing something that gets a lot of people knocked out, though. You see how he's got his arms just dropping him all the way down?
Yeah, he's talking.
He's getting overconfident and getting real cocky. You do not want to do that against a guy that dropped you already before.
Yep.
Like, that's going to get you hurt. He's leaving himself prone to that head kick, dude. If Vannata just whips that right leg up there, he'd drop him real quick right now, especially if he's going to duck in like that.
Oh! See? Right there. Right at that buzzer.
God, and then he slaps his ass and says, hey, baby, that was a good round.
Oh man, that was a good round.
I can't pick a winner in that one right now. That was so close.
I'm just happy I'm not a judge on that one.
People are gonna call this one a robbery when the scores are red unless this is finished.
We'll see what happens.
I can see it now because they did it with the Max Holloway fight.
Yeah, I mean you always have upset people. The problem that I have with the Max Holloway fight was the fact that you have the owner throwing
Dana
his
White
own opinion in there. And it shouldn't be in there. So
no, that was kind of bullshit with what Dana White did there because.
Yep. All right. So we're starting the next round, but go ahead, keep going.
Dana actually came out. He's like, I can see both of their points of view. If you're Volkanovski, you're saying the only people whose opinions matter gave the fight to me twice. Why do I need to fight him again?
Yeah.
He's like, but then I can see Max's fight where he thinks that he won. But, and a lot of people think he won and yada yada. I'm like, dude,
I think he won, but it wasn't a robbery.
It wasn't a robbery. It was a really close fight. The first 2 rounds, clearly Max's.
Yeah.
I think the last 2 rounds were clearly Volkanovski's.
Barely missed that.
And then the third round, in my opinion, was the one that was the swing round.
That was. And it
but
just kind of depended on, like you and I, when we talked about it ourselves, we had picked that third round differently ourselves.
Yeah, I gave it to Volkanovski.
You gave it to Volkanovski. I gave it to Holloway.
And I think the judges saw what I kind of saw in that one, where Volkanovski, it was really close, but I think Volkanovski was landing the better shots throughout the third round. It's kind of like that first round right there, dude. How are you going to score it? It's so close.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It is what it is, but I agree with Volkanovski. He needs to be able to move on, fight other challengers. He's 2-0.
Zabit. I want to see Zabit.
He's 2-0 against Holloway. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. There's no need for a trilogy fight there.
No.
He's got a lot of other challengers that want to fight.
Well, the options right now are Korean Zombie, Chan Sung Jung, or Zabit.
Zabit, he's ready.
I want Zabit. I want to see Zabit get in there. I'm a big fan of Zabit's. I really like watching him fight. I'm a big fan of Korean Zombie too. If
you see a Zabit fight versus Volkanovski, I can predict it's going to go much like the Holloway fight went, where Zabit's going to win the first couple of rounds. But Zabit is notorious for having a cardio problem come that third round. He does gas
in the later rounds.
So if he starts to gas in that third round against Volkanovski, you have the same exact thing happening. Volkanovski taking 3 and 4, 4 and 5, and potentially 3.
Yeah.
But that's how I would predict that fight going. Oh, he's got it locked in, but there's an arm in there.
Green went for a takedown.
There's an arm in,
Volkanovski just pulled guard on that almost.
But it's not tight. It's not tight.
He can get
it.
There he moved around.
He's not going to get it. Venata needs to abandon that so he can stand up.
He's just holding it right now for control.
Oh, nice little elbow in there, though. So Green's on top now at the takedown. 2 minutes, 25 seconds left in the round. Another close round so far. Green taking it down right now. If he could control it here, he might steal the round.
Yeah. Let's see if Venata can land some elbows or something right here. Just get those elbows up and just start landing. Because if you're laying on top but not doing much and you're the bottom guy, just throw some strikes, dude. You'll get points.
Venata does a good job of getting up off the bottom.
See how explosive that was?
That's the second time he's got up off the bottom, and he does a really good job getting the feet on the hips and pushing off and coming up fast.
Yeah.
Wow, I like
These guys are going to have a trilogy, man, because this is a fun fight.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it goes to a decision here, yeah, you definitely want to do a trilogy. I mean, either way, we'll see what happens. I mean, so far it's been close. Yeah. That first round's probably a draw if you're really going to look at it that way.
Yeah, I mean, if you're scoring it honestly without the 10-point must.
Bobby Green got rocked there, it looked like.
I think if this goes to another decision, let him fight somebody else a couple times and then come back and have it again. Why not? The fans are here for this.
Throw him on a fight night main card pay-per-view or co-main event somewhere on a fight night or something like that. They might not be the biggest names, but, this fight's happened twice, and it's been good both times.
Both fights so far have been really good. You can sell this, just put it out there as one of your UFC free fights, because they do that every week. They give you the free fights.
I think Venata's outstriking him right now. Yeah,
he's outstriking him.
But it's close. It's close.
It is close. It's really close, especially when you credit Green's going to have a little bit of top time there.
Yep, with that takedown. But Venata takes Green down.
Ooh, and that was a better takedown because Venata kind of pulled guard on that one.
Yeah, well, because he jumped to that guillotine, right?
Exactly.
But that was a straight takedown.
That one was a clean takedown, but Green's right back up.
But Venata's landing knees.
These knees. Ooh, Venata with some good shots.
There's a 1-2 on the way out of that.
So far, I think with 30 seconds left, I've got to give it to Venata.
Yeah, but I could see it going either way. I mean,
it's close. It's another really close round.
I'm kind of giving it to Venata, except right now. Ooh, that was a good one.
That was a good right by Green. Let's see what 20 seconds. Let's see how this ends.
It's still super close.
See if Venata can land some good shots. Kind of spun him around. That was a little weird.
Well, I don't know, man. That was weird.
He caught him as he spun, so did nothing.
Yeah, I want to see some highlights from this round though.
Ooh! And then Venata with his own, and Venata again.
3 seconds left.
2, 1. That's round. God damn it, dude.
Could go either way. Both rounds could go either way.
You have 2 super close rounds. Are they going to call this one a draw again? There's been no point deduction so far.
No point deduction. But in a 10-9 must system, somebody's got to win it, right?
This is closer than the first fight.
Yeah.
Way closer than the first fight. The first fight was clearly Venata, in my opinion, throughout those first 2 rounds.
Yes, definitely. He almost finished him in the first round. In the first round, though, Green had about 30 minutes of success. He shook Venata off of his back, and he landed some good ground and pound that messed up Venata. Yeah.
You said 30 minutes?
30 seconds. 30 seconds of success there.
But, I mean, it was interesting because there was a couple things that happened in the first round that might sway it towards Green, where the one where you and I both saw where it kind of Venata rocked Green, but then it kind of looked like Venata somehow ended up with his hands on the canvas. Yeah. We don't know. I mean, you said it looked like he clipped him and he kind of went down. To me, it looked like he just grabbed his head and kind of pushed him down into the mat.
I mean, we'll see what happens, though. So
it's going to be interesting how they do this. It's so close. Every single one of these rounds so far. We're through 2 rounds. It's been extremely close.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
I don't want to judge this fight. I don't know how anybody could judge this fight.
I'm glad we're not judges, right?
Yeah.
And especially considering the fact that we do have a little bit of bias with our picks. All right, ready to start the last round right now.
Yep.
This has been a great fight again.
Since I am being biased with my picks, I'm going to go ahead and give it to Venata the first 2 rounds. Just because we need him.
Wait, Kevin Holland said I would also fight... Wait.
Hold on.
Kevin Holland said I would also fight Ed Herman tonight. Kevin Holland, is he not fighting?
No, he's fighting tonight. He fights later on the card.
Yeah, but why is he saying he'd also...
I think he's saying I'll fight him, and then I'll go and also fight Ed Herman. Why not?
Maybe.
I think he's predicting a fast fight, which I don't like. I don't know.
Well, whatever. If he has
he's
a fast
confident,
fight, give it to him.
It's like you got to will it, right?
I mean, if they were in Abu Dhabi, they could make it happen.
Yeah, will it into existence, right? This is...
do you remember back when I used to fight, there was this kid... Oh, he dropped him! Bobby Green dropped Venata.
That was crazy because Green had him in the clinch and Venata was landing all these shots.
Nope.
No, he ain't finishing it.
Venata's going to have to fight out of it, though. He might get finished, though, because he's not.
No, he's fighting out of it.
Oh, man. He got dropped.
Woo!
He got dropped.
That's crazy. Well, we still got 4 minutes left.
I mean, this could very easily be a 2-0 Green round or fight so far. It could very easily be a 2-0 Venata fight so far. It could very easily be 1-1.
If they have it 2-0 Venata and then this round they give a 10-8 to Green,
another draw.
Would that not be insane?
That would be crazy.
They would have to fight for a third time.
They absolutely would.
This is ridiculous. And I told you, last fight Green almost finished it.
Venata's mounted. He's mounted.
And he's turning over. He's giving Green his back.
Oh, that's deep. Way.
Oh,
he got his back. He got out of that.
Holy shit.
Oh, but he got a leg? No way.
Wow, man.
It looked like Bobby Green was about to sink in a wicked
He had his arm under.
choke. It looked like he was going to pop his head off like a zit. And Venata
just
somehow
exploded.
Spun out of that, twisted his head around
3 minutes
like
left.
an owl, did not break his neck, and came out of that.
Oh, my God.
Now
he rocked him again. Look at that. Venata just rocked Green.
And he got hit with an uppercut at the same time, though. Oh, jeez.
Dude, I'm here for this.
Yeah.
This is it, baby.
See, this is what I like.
You open the main card like this?
See, the problem with the Sainz fight was the Sainz fight was just a one-way ass whooping, and I didn't like watching Sainz just get beat up like that.
No, man, nobody likes that.
This right here, this is the sport,
Green with the takedown, clean takedown.
Venata's got the choke locked in again.
He's got an arm in, though.
He's got the arm in, and he never takes an angle on it, and he takes the wrong angle. Now he's got the wrong
angle.
That
was kind of a head to the face right there.
Yep, when he ripped out.
Did it cut him open?
It might have cut him open right there, but
like
it was accidental. It totally did. It was accidental. He was ripping his head out. He was ripping his head out when he hit him with that.
Yeah, it kind of just popped him right in the mouth.
Gosh, man.
But this is going to be a Green round.
Yep. Up to this point, this is a Green round. Well, very similar to the first fight, though, where Venata was more tired in the third, and Green was able to take the third. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens with those first 2 rounds and how they judge those.
Yeah,
gosh, look at how good Green gets out.
Then, you mean Venata?
Yeah, Venata.
And then Green with the back, and then he spins right out. Now Venata's getting up right here. Green's trying to keep that head down.
He's doing a good job fighting.
Got wrist control. Good job by Venata to get up.
Nice job.
Minute 30, let's go.
Wow, Venata, nice job. I'm so impressed with his defense right now.
This has been a great fight, you guys.
Green is looking like a monster right now. He's not tired at all.
No, that's why this was so hard to pick, man.
He's definitely winning this round right now. We got a minute and 15 seconds left.
I think Venata's got to get a finish, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I think both guys really, if they want to feel safe, both guys need to be going for that finish.
It's not a 10-8 round, definitely, though, so far. I mean...
No, definitely not a 10-8, especially given the fact that Venata's been able to get back up to his feet
We
and keep
might
fighting.
have a split decision here, folks.
Oh, my gosh.
We got 50 seconds left. If this goes to
nice
distance...
body shot. Green's starting to hit him, though, with everything, though.
Green actually outlanded Venata, 37-16 in the second and 30-11 so far in the third. Wow. That did not seem like that in the second. Well, he outlanded him in the first, 29-26, too. Yeah. So he's
outlanded him in all 3.
That's interesting, because it did not seem like that from what we were watching.
No.
It's a good thing judges don't have access to these stats, because that would easily sway an opinion.
But this is a Green round right now. So the thing about it is, though, if I'm going to say anybody wins this fight, I would give it to Green, simply based on the fact that Green is the only one that won a round that I thought was decisive.
Yes,
So
there's only been one decisive round.
With 12 seconds left in the round. Obviously, anything could happen in this last 10 seconds.
6, 5.
So
they're
we'll
just, kind of spun, caught him, takedown, and that's the fight.
That's the fight.
So this is going to be insane. I think Green, I got to agree with you, man. If you got to give it to somebody, it's too bad they're scored round after round because if you got to give it to somebody, I think Green won the fight. It goes back to that earlier
draw
fight.
Earlier, was it the Martinez fight earlier that was the draw?
I think so.
Yeah, so in the fight earlier, though, like you were saying, it shouldn't have been a draw, but I was like, based on the scorecard, it should on the scoring, it should have been. But
no, was it the Martinez? What was it? It was the Cody Durden fight, wasn't it?
Yeah. Versus Jonathan Martinez.
Was that Jonathan Martinez, Cody Durden?
Or Chris Gutierrez, yeah.
Okay, Gutierrez.
Gutierrez.
I was going to say, it didn't sound right. I thought Martinez fought Sainz.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So, I mean, it goes back to that. We'll see what ends up happening.
This decision's going to be a wild one, I think. Those first rounds were very close.
Very close. I mean,
in spite of what the punch stats look like.
That whole fight was, except for that, last probably 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, if Venata ends up pulling this out with the punch stats, because you have those fans that just look at the stats, they're going to scream robbery. I guarantee if Venata pulls this out, they're screaming robbery. But I think Green's going to win it.
So let's see. They're doing it now. Volume.
You got to give it to Green. Yep. Did he just Triple H'd it. Did you see that? Rewind it real quick. He Hunter Hearst Helmsley'd that shit. Watch this. He had water in his mouth waiting for them to call the decision. That was dope. I love that.
You know what? That's an edging Christian thing from back.
Shout out to Bobby Green.
That's an edging Christian thing back when they were doing their gothic thing.
Dude, Triple H has been doing it forever, man. The
Triple
game.
H has done it for a long time, too. Oh, we got to mute that. All right, so.
It's time to play the game.
Let's refresh and check in with our group and see how everybody's doing so far.
Girth Brooks with another correct pick.
So, oh my gosh, but he didn't get the perfect on
Nope,
this
he didn't get the perfect. But
so
let's see where he's standing
300 points. Let's check on the standings right now.
Seventh, tied for seventh.
So he's tied for 7th right now. That puts me, I'm 231st right now.
And at 325, so there was a few people. How many was that? 6?
Yeah, there were 6 people
that got that one perfect.
That got that one perfect. So we're not doing too bad. We got one person still in the top 100, top 10.
Join the group.
He's in the top 10 right now.
Tapology.com/groups/434. Or look it up if you need to look it up. You can use the search bar.
He's just going to keep fucking talking over me, so I don't know.
Yeah.
So we got one person in the top 10, top 100 right now. I'm in 200 and something right now. So Townsy's probably close to top 300, right around there. Then we still have Judy.
Judy? Who the hell's Judy?
I don't know. We still have JGH1967 in 4th place with 150 points, 3 correct picks. And Cullen is sitting tied for 9th place right now with Heather 13R and Squirt General.
Right.
They all have 100 points, and everybody else is ahead of them.
Yeah, we're only 2 picks behind, though. Hey.
So it's still close. It's still close. Really, the difference right now
4
is...
fights left, though. Fuck.
Yeah, but, 4 fights could easily be 100 points a fight.
It could be.
That could be a 100-point swing right there if they're all perfects.
I need to get them because...
So, actually, that could be a 200-point swing if they're all perfects.
As long as I don't finish last, I think I'll be happy with that.
I just want to see number 3. Bobby Green, Lando Venata 3. Has to happen.
I think so, too.
Decision. The first 2 rounds were questionable, in my opinion. Could have gone to either guy. Obviously, like we said, Bobby Green won that fight, in our opinion. Bobby Green was the only one to win a decisive round. Good job, Bobby Green. So it was a good decision by the judges, too, right? I mean, obviously, you got to score it round by round, and that's what they did. But, I think they just gave the edge to Bobby Green a little bit on some of that control. Well, and as did we. So, I think that they scored it right. I think they scored it correct. It was a great job by them.
I'm all for another one. But, these guys, they're obviously going to try to move up. They want to try to keep working towards that title. But if they do another card, I am here for it.
Hey, what do you think about this fight coming up, though?
Dude, I'm excited for this one.
Right now, on the board, they're showing us Miocic versus Cormier 3, the baddest man on the planet, which I disagree with that statement. But I think the baddest man on the planet probably walks around somewhere between 170 and 185 pounds. potentially up to 205 with John Jones in there, but definitely not a heavyweight.
I think John Jones is probably the baddest man on the planet.
I would probably agree with that.
It'd be really hard to.
But I would say most of the baddest men on the planet are probably between 170 and 185.
But for me, man, I'm excited for that one. So the first fight, you know, Cormier got a controversial win in my opinion because he poked Miocic's eyes.
Yeah, yep.
And it was only one poke, but it wasn't like a soft poke, dude, like an accidental, because he had been warned all throughout the first round to watch his fingers. Then he throws this weird punch, and it's not an actual punch. He threw his fingers straight in his eyes.
It was like, hey, you know, I learned this trick from John Jones, and I'm going to use it on you.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was talking. I was talking to people on. I was commenting on some other videos, and I was talking to people. And they were talking like Miocic, or not Miocic, but they were acting like DC is notorious for this. But I can see where they're coming from because in the second fight, which I had already mentioned, I was pretty intoxicated for the second fight, so all I can really remember off the top of my head from the second fight was Stipe getting DC with some good body shots, getting him up against the cage, and then dropping him and finishing the fight. But apparently in the second fight, I don't know why I don't remember. I need to go back and watch it, to be honest. DC had poked Stipe multiple times in the eye throughout that one.
Yeah.
You know, thankfully Stipe was able to work through those because an eye poke can change the outcome of a fight.
Stipe is a bad dude.
He's a bad mother man.
But he's not the baddest man on the planet.
And to Dana White, you said that if DC wins this fight, he'll be the greatest heavyweight of all time or the greatest UFC heavyweight of all time. That is bullshit. If you look at the record of DC, compare it to Stipe, not even close. Stipe edges DC every time in terms of their overall UFC record. I'm not talking about before the UFC, so Strikeforce doesn't count. None of that other stuff counts. I'm talking directly about only the UFC fights because you said that he was the greatest UFC heavyweight of all time if he beat Stipe. Stipe, in my opinion, is still not the greatest UFC heavyweight of all time. I think that distinction has to go to Verdum. But I think Stipe's right there. We talked about this already before in terms of greatest heavyweights.
That's where I differentiate between the greatest, man.
You're the fucking greatest.
The greatest heavyweight of all time.
And the greatest UFC heavyweight. So for me, I think
UFC heavyweight based on championship.
It's got to be Stipe.
Based on championship wins alone and most successful defenses,
Stipe.
It goes to Stipe.
But overall record?
Overall, if you're going to look at who the baddest dude out there is,
Verdum.
Verdum
I think that's fair.
Is the heavyweight GOAT, in my opinion, of all of MMA. But in the UFC, what's happened in his career in the UFC versus Stipe? Stipe's had a better UFC career.
Absolutely.
So, I give it to Stipe as far as UFC.
Yeah, that's fair, especially if you want to decide the factor, if you need something to pick to say who's better than who if you're going to actually try to compare records. Stipe knocked out Verdum. Mm-hmm. So we can just settle it right there. But if Stipe keeps going the route, he has a really good chance to make heavyweight go, period, in MMA.
Period, yeah, definitely. I mean, he's got some people to beat. I think that he's already beat the baddest dudes out there right now at heavyweight.
Yeah, he beat Francis, and Francis is probably one of the scariest dudes.
That's the only other guy that they're really trying to throw out as a potential title contender.
Yeah.
Too. Like, they're still trying to rebuild him up, but that wasn't even a close fight, and I'm not interested in rewatching that fight.
Stipe exposed Francis's weakness in that one, and Francis has since been in the gym working on wrestling a lot. You saw it in
which is good.
A couple of his other fights.
Which is good, but I still have no interest. This is part of the problem that I have with the heavyweight division is every time that they start trying to build somebody up, they put too much stock into trying to build him up. Mm-hmm. Cain Velasquez. Cain Velasquez was a bad dude. It drives me crazy when people say that he was the baddest heavyweight or he was the most dangerous heavyweight.
Yeah.
Very clearly, he wasn't. Verdum beat him and destroyed him.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even close, And not to mention, Cain got knocked out by Junior Dos Santos. Yes, he was able to avenge. He was able to avenge that loss, but it still doesn't change the fact that he got beat by him, and he also got beat by Verdum. He didn't have as many successful title defenses as Stipe. Stipe beat Verdum. Stipe has more successful title defenses.
He has the longest successful title defenses in UFC heavyweight history. Which is crazy.
Yeah, and this is
because I think it's only at 3 was his total defenses.
3, yeah.
And that's crazy because that tells you how crazy the heavyweight division is, where anyone can win at any time.
Yep.
So to defend the heavyweight title that many times is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Well, and think about the guys he beat, too. Mm-hmm. Think about it. He had to beat DC.
Beat DC once. He beat DC to get the title back.
To get the title back after losing to DC.
Yeah.
You know, so he had to avenge his loss there against an Olympian.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he beat Verdum, and who else was it that he beat?
He beat Francis.
He beat Francis Ngannou. Those were his 3 title fights right there.
So, well, I think he had 3 successful defenses though consecutively. So who were his 3 successful defenses? Because I'm pretty sure did he win the title from Verdum?
He beat Verdum for the title.
For the title.
Yes.
Then he defended it, I think, 3 times successfully because it was a UFC record. Nobody's ever defended the title more times than Stipe. So let's bring up his record real quick and we can find that out. You know, and he's how can you not like Stipe if you're an MMA fan?
Junior Dos Santos. Okay, so actually, if you look at it right now, he's got
Overeem.
He has 3 successful title defenses.
Right.
He's got 5 world championships that he's won total.
Right.
So if you think about it, he took it from Fabricio Verdum, like I was saying.
Yeah.
Then he beat Alistair Overeem, who's a murderer, who's a K1 kickboxing champion. If I remember right, Alistair was a former champion at
Go
1.2.
back, go down a little bit further. Because this record, man.
Hold on, 1 second. I'm pretty sure fucking Overeem won the title at 1.2, didn't he?
I don't think Overeem's ever won the title.
Or no, he didn't in the UFC. That's
not in the UFC. I think he's been there, but he keeps getting beat every time he gets there.
Yeah. So or he gets close.
Yeah. But you look at this. Yeah. I mean, Andre Arlovsky, Fabricio Verdum, Gab Gonzaga, Roy Nelson.
Gab.
Same thing. Gabriel Gonzaga.
Joey Beltran. Joey Beltran was a heavy hitter too.
It's crazy that he lost to Struve though.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Fabio Maldonado. You know, he beat Fabio Maldonado.
That's lost to Junior Dos Santos, but then he was winning that fight, by the way.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about Junior Dos Santos. He can knock anybody out, right?
Yeah.
He beat Mark Hunt. He beat Andre
JDS
Arlovsky.
won the decision, and I feel that was a bad decision.
Yeah, it happens, though. He beat Andre Arlovsky. He knocked out Verdum, knocked out Overeem. Then he went back and he fought JDS to defend his title, knocked him out cold. Then he went on to beat up Francis Ngannou for 25 minutes. This guy that everybody's afraid to get in front of for even a minute, and he went in front of him for 25 minutes and beat the hell out of him. Then he loses to Daniel Cormier
because of the eye poke, in my opinion.
Yeah, you know, in a competitive fight up until that point. Granted, it wasn't a super long fight.
No, it was the first round, but the first round was really, really close. Mm-hmm. And then there was the eye poke, and then just right after the eye poke, you know, your eyes kind of fuzzy. You can't see that shot coming, and he goes to sleep.
And he got hit in that same eye that got punched.
Which means Michael Bisping, dude.
Yep.
How the fuck do you win a title with one eye?
Yeah, incredible.
God.
But so then he goes back to knock out Daniel Cormier after, you know, a very close and competitive first couple of rounds, too.
They were close.
I thought DC was probably losing that fight still to Stipe. But
I think Stipe was winning the fight on points.
Yeah.
Fourth round, those body shots, they just took their toll.
Mm-hmm.
And once that happened, he got him up against the cage, more body shots, and then boom, it was good night.
I think that DC made the mistake of trying to pack on the extra weight for that fight.
Here we go, baby. It's my fight of the night right here.
Right.
This was my pick for our fight of the night alert. You got Vicente Luque, the 3-time fight of the night winner, coming up right now.
Yep, against Randy Brown.
Randy Brown. This should be a fun one.
This should be fun. This should be awesome. So I have Luque picked to knock him out in round 3.
Did you? Oh, okay.
Yep. What'd you have?
I have Luque winning via knockout, but I believe it was round 2.
All right. I mean, I like the way that both these guys fight. It'll be fun to watch.
I thought you were rocking with Brown. I don't know why.
No.
I could have swore you were rocking with Brown on the Pick'em show. I'll have to go back and watch. I don't remember.
Oh, maybe I did go with Brown. I don't think so.
I could have swore you were rocking with Brown on the Pick'em show, but we'll find out. But they're hitting each other. Luque's working those leg kicks, like I said. Brown's working the jabs. So this is going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. I'm hoping for fight of the night. So far, my pick for fight of the night, out of all the fights that have occurred, has to be Bobby Green Venata. That is going to be... Ooh, that leg kick hurt Brown. Holy shit.
fuck, dude?
That one definitely hurt Brown. But you're missing a good fight. Those leg kicks. Luque is just eating up those legs right now, dude. Gee, look at that. Every time he moves that, he's kicking that leg. It's displacing it every time. But Brown doesn't seem like he's... Ooh, that was a good right from Luque. But Brown doesn't seem like the leg kicks are hurting him too much. He seems to be real light on it, so when he does eat them, they're kind of just sliding. Ooh! Luque just dropped Brown! Sorry, guys, that's probably going to be loud on your ears.
I didn't...
Dude, Luque just dropped Brown. Fucking, we can figure that shit out afterwards. Watch the fight. Damn. So I got Luque knockout round 2. I remember that.
Yeah, knockout in round 3. Boom.
We agreed on that
leg
one.
kicks right there.
But those leg kicks, dude, like I said,
making me doubt myself. I'm like, I don't know, man.
I don't know why. I could have swore you picked Brown, but see, Luque's just tearing that leg up. And he already dropped Brown once. But Brown, he seems to only have that jab right now. Those long, throwing a couple kicks there. But he's got those long, rangy arms. That missed, but that would have been a good shot if it landed.
He's got a good, like, Brown's got a good left hook right there that he sneaks in there.
Yeah.
And he's got good fast hands. He's a little bit taller, too.
Yeah.
But Luque's got wicked fast legs.
And Luque's power just seems to be too much so far.
Those legs, the difference in the speed with those legs is crazy. I mean, watch the difference between when they both throw kicks.
Yeah.
Like, Luque's are way more faster, way more explosive.
One thing that if you keep going, one thing that Brown's doing really well is he's really light on his left foot.
Light on his feet, yeah.
So when
but he got clipped
did he
again.
wobble him again? Damn.
Yeah, clipped again.
So when Luque does land that kick to the left leg, he kind of let it flows with it. So it kind of, he kicks it and it kind of just lifts up and flows. So it's not like
Brown's
absorbing the damage.
Yeah, and that's what you need to do to protect yourself, right?
He's not really checking him. He's just kind of letting it
Brown
go with
is pressuring him up against the cage, landing
25
some
seconds
knees there. Not any real dangerous knees, but just trying to score some points. Luque threatens with the throw. Down to the last 15 seconds here. Still being controlled against the cage. Luque's got his back against the cage, and Brown lets him go. 10 seconds left. Standing in the center. What is Brown doing? Trying to bait him in for a flying knee.
I don't like when you try to do that dumb bullshit.
I don't like that stuff either. That's the stuff that frustrates me. But Luque's cut.
Especially after you've been dropped like that in the round. You got dropped. You know, it's a fun round. Yeah, you're back up. You're fighting again. But, dude, you're asking to get dropped again when you do stupid stuff like that, man.
Yeah, I agree. Luque got cut there at the end, though. I want to see that cut again, see where it's really at. There was some blood, but I couldn't see really where the cut was.
We'll find out, I mean, when it comes back. But for me, that's a 10-9 Luque round.
Yeah, I mean, I missed part of it looking down at my phone trying to figure out who I picked because he's telling me I picked differently than I actually picked. And it turns out I picked what I actually picked. So
I was asking. I said, I thought you did. I don't know.
And you got me all fucking double checking.
You're like, maybe I did.
I'm going to go look again, find out. So, but yeah, I went through and double checked, missed some of the fight. But what I saw, I thought that Luque was landing the more powerful leg kicks. I didn't like some of the stuff that Brown was doing as far as the kind of looking down at the side.
The antics.
Trying to do some stuff. Yeah, I mean, he got dropped like cleanly once. And the second one, he got wobbled and his knees buckled, but he didn't go all the way down.
Yeah.
What's frustrating, though, is they keep going to commercials and we don't get to see the highlights.
Nope, I'm getting mad at that.
I really love the highlights, and this is making me upset.
Come on, ESPN, you can do better.
You have to.
But, all right, Luque, let's get this finish right here, baby. I need that perfect. I need to jump up the leaderboard a little bit.
Oh,
that was a good kick by Brown, but that one was right to the dick.
That was a good dick kick.
From Luque. So Brown landed a good kick to the body, and then Luque traded one right back, but it went right to the dick.
Yeah, he kicked him right in the
It's hard. Look how tall Brown is, though. Look at this.
Bam.
Oh, that would look like a straight-up intentional nutshot almost.
I don't know if it was intentional, but I don't know where else he was trying to throw.
Well, because he didn't throw it sideways, and he didn't throw it to the leg. It kind of looked like it went straight up and into the nuts.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
that was a bad one.
See,
Brown seems okay, though.
In things like this, you know, like, I think it should still be an automatic deduction. I don't think it should be up to the judge's discretion on there. Like, he kicked him in the nuts hard. That's going to impact the fight, even if Brown plays it off like it's not. Guaranteed.
Unless he doesn't have balls.
Yeah, well, that's possible, too.
I mean, I don't know.
Oh.
But
that didn't drop him. Ooh, nice head movement there from Brown.
Okay, see, Brown looking good there with the footwork, the head movement.
I don't like how he tries to step back, or how he pulls his shoulders back.
See, you see how he kind of just lets it flow with it when he gets kicked? That's taking a little bit of pressure off right there. They're still hurting. Don't get me wrong. Those leg kicks are still hurting.
You know what's going to end up hurting in the long run, though, is that little sneaky inside calf kick that you see Luque throwing. And it doesn't. He's not even throwing it hard, but when he gets close in there, he sneaks that little inside calf kick.
He's goddamn subtitles, dude. I can't see.
Ooh, and he hit him with a hard one.
That was a hard
outside.
one. That one he
just
did.
Back up and let him up.
Yeah.
Let him up. He doesn't want to stand up. Let him up.
No, dude, that one was not a kick that he let flow with. That one he was planted on.
But it's crazy because Luque landed like 3 of them to the inside, just back-to-back sneaky ones. Not even hard. Yeah. Just soft on the inside.
So that's another drop, though, right there. I mean, that's another drop.
Oh, yeah. Those calf kicks, you got to stick on that. Stick on that. Stick on it with the inside ones and throw that big, heavy outside one.
It's like when, you remember Rick Story versus Brian Ebersol?
Yep. You talked about that one before.
I did talk about he landed so many nasty leg kicks. And I got so frustrated in that fight because I feel like Ricky could have ended that fight at any time with those leg kicks.
Look at that. Oh, Brown does not want to put weight on that foot.
No, he switched
it
stance.
back. He's trying to protect it.
That leg's fucked.
Yep.
I told you they still hurt.
But Luque needs to just do the same thing to the other one.
His legs are so lanky.
Yeah, I mean, he's got long arms and long legs. Brown does. Brown has long legs and arms.
So Luque, he switched back.
But Luque's doing a good job making a target out of him, man. Yeah. Ties up on the body. Just let him go and more kicks. More kicks. He doesn't want to deal with those kicks. Stay at kick range there so you're not in punch range. And just land those. Keep him going.
Yeah, just keep. That's kind of what frustrated me about the Ricky Ebersol fight. You know, Ebersol clearly couldn't stand on that leg.
No.
And Ricky let it go to a decision. He could. I feel like he could have just kept beating up that fight. He could have kept beating up the legs and won that fight with a TKO from leg kicks.
Yeah, Luque might get that here though.
Luque can do that right now.
If he keeps going, he could do that.
That's what I want to see.
Oh, there's another one.
See, that one he kind of caught, and he let it flow with it. It still hurts.
I still think it hurt, but you
know, they still hurt.
Brown's landing some good knees on the inside there. It's not completely one-sided like it sounds like, but those leg kicks are the biggest difference right now.
It's a Luque. It's a clear Luque round.
Up to this point,
right now,
with 2 minutes left.
That cut's not bad.
Oh, good body shot.
Ooh,
nice
good spinning elbow from Brown.
Oh,
good calf kick right there. Yeah, flying knee that was completely off. I told you this thing has potential fight of the night. These guys are winging it right now.
Oh my gosh. You know, this is crazy because we've had some really good fights on this card too. I've loved this. Wow.
You know, and I was looking on some of the MMA fighting forums and stuff like UFC when they posted on Facebook and they posted the card. People were dogging this card so hard.
They do it all the time,
It drives me out of my mind. And I'm sitting here telling them, I'm like, dude, there's so many good fights on this card.
Oh,
Even though we lost some good fights, there are so many good fights.
Oh, he got him there.
That one was right up to the chin.
Right up the chin. So they're both tiring out a little bit, though.
They're throwing so many shots right now, though.
Left.
Ooh, Brown with a crazy takedown. That was too easy.
Nice.
Luque's tired.
That was beautiful.
Way too easy.
Luque may have punched himself out, though.
I think Luque's tired.
But, you know, Brown just laying on top of him trying to recover himself. He's not going to finish Luque like that, and Luque can recover. Luque starts to back out there.
Yep, Brown.
Brown.
Okay, here we go.
Nice.
I thought he was going to try to pull that guillotine for a second.
Yeah, but Luque did an arm drag on that. Grab at that elbow, look and pull.
Another leg kick. Ooh, that one kind of, he wobbled on the leg a little bit when he planted it. Yeah, beautiful takedown, but he never really did anything.
I'm not super impressed with Brown's striking outside of his boxing.
No, his boxing's good.
He's got a couple of good kicks he's landed. I don't like the little antics that he does. He tries to do that little switch thing where he kicks back
throw a knee right now. Throw that. His hands up. That was up. That was a clean knee.
That was clean.
That was a clean knee. He's out round 2 with 5 seconds left, baby. Yeah.
Brown's going to try to play it off like that was illegal.
His hand was up.
It was up.
His hand was up. He forgot to put it down. He put it down after the knee.
Yep.
That was a clean TKO.
Brown tried to milk it because he thought he was down.
He did.
I think he tried to milk it because he thought he was down.
Yeah, his hands were up though. That's the crazy thing. That was a clean knee.
I think Brown tried to milk that.
He tried to do something with it. I agree. I think he was trying to milk it.
Because that knee, while that knee looked like it may have hurt.
Watch, here's the replay. Here we go.
It didn't look like it was crushing to me compared to some of the punches Brown's taking.
No, I think see his hands up.
Oh, well, maybe that was fucking a good knee.
I don't know, dude. It was a good knee.
That was a good knee. It was clean, but it was a good knee.
Oh, yeah, the knee was good. I thought you were talking about because he got his hand down.
No, it was clean.
Like he tries to tap, but look at that. His hand's not down. It's up. Now it's down.
And he got fucking hit with that knee.
Yeah, that was clean.
He got freaking hit with that knee.
I'm gonna do a quiet clap for you guys. Quiet clap.
Wow.
Just because I don't want to hurt your ears too much.
Wow. Nice job.
I needed that perfect, baby. That was a perfect for me.
That was a great, oh man, great knockout.
Not fight of the night, even though it was my pick for fight of the night.
It was pretty close.
I still give it to Green Venata.
It was exciting. We still got more fights to go, but that was exciting.
I think we have 3 fights left, but Green Venata is my pick for fight of the night.
Wow.
Through the fights that we have had, Green Venata is my pick for fight of the night so far. Luque Brown was fun, though. That was really fun.
Man, that fight was fun. I mean, I don't know. These fights are all fun.
If it went to a 3rd round, dude, oh my God.
I'm having a great time with these fights so far right now.
Can you imagine if Cody Durden didn't gas himself in the 1st round? That fight could have been fight of the night.
So Girth Brooks must have chose differently. Oh. Yeah. So Girth Brooks is still in 1st place with 300 points.
Hold on. Didn't you not watch our pick'em show? We both picked Luque. Then again, we both picked Venata too, but
yeah. I mean, that was a close fight up until that 3rd round, though.
Yeah.
But you know, look
at DC just getting.
Let's stick back to it. Top 5. You've got Bueno Knights and Lucas Ross tied for top 5 right now, or tied for 5th at 215 points. They both have 3 correct picks. They both have 1 decision, or not decision perfect. They have no decision perfects, 1 actual perfect. And they both have 1 semi-perfect, which means they either pick the correct round or the pick the correct method. And then,
why does that only say 8 picks? It should say 9. Did we lose another fight? That should say 9.
Well, let's see what we got.
Because we lost the Ed Herman fight.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
What other fight did we lose?
We did lose another one.
Hold on, who was it? Because there should have been 3 fights left. There's only 2 fights left.
Yeah.
Who'd we lose? What the fuck happened, dude? Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we lost another fight off this card. That had to have been recent. Do you have your phone? Look this up real quick. Or you can just Google it, I guess. You got your laptop right fucking there. But this is wicked. We lost another fight off the card. There was 5 fights on the main event, right? We've only had 2 so far, Green Venata, and then Luque and, shit, that was crazy.
Vicente Luque.
Oh, the Giles fight, Kevin Holland. Oh, that's why he said he'll fight Ed Herman. What happened
the fuck with that?
What happened with
the Giles?
Holy shit, what happened with the Kevin Holland, Trevin Giles fight?
That's what we need to know.
What the fuck, ladies and gentlemen? We just now realized, and I just saw this because we were going over our Tapology picks. There were 9 fights going into the card so far. Then all of a sudden there was only 8.
He faints prior to his walkout.
Who did?
Trayvon Giles was about to walk out and fainted. Prior to walking out.
Holy shit. So
they just posted this 10 minutes ago.
So what?
Trayvon Giles faints prior to walkout. A UFC on ESPN Plus 31 bout with Kevin Holland canceled.
Did they weigh in at 170?
Fuck, I don't remember. We'd have to.
Because Kevin Holland said he'll fight Ed Herman. Yeah. Why not? If Ed's still there, let him throw it on there. Let it do it. I mean, if they're both close. Well, that was 205 was Ed, though, so
206.
I could see the, I'm at the division, so I could see the, why the commission might not want that one. But I like Kevin Holland's grit there saying, fuck it, dude, I'll fight Ed Herman. You know, we both lost a fight. We're here. Why not?
Man.
Damn, dude, what a, okay, this is officially... In recent memory, I can't go back. I can't think of another card more cursed than this one.
Wow. Oh, my gosh.
What the fuck, dude? So now I only have 2 fights to try to make up points. What the shit?
This is crazy.
So that's why, okay, because that was supposed to be the fight that was coming up. I was wondering why the Luque fight was going on right now.
I was wondering what was going on because I was like, man, something seems wrong. Why would he say he's going to fight Ed Herman?
Yeah, I was like, why would he say, why would he volunteer? And I'm like, maybe he's volunteering to fight them both because he thinks he's that much of a badass.
Well, that's what I was trying to say. I was like, was something going on? You're like, no, I don't know. He's supposed to be fighting. And I was like, because I asked, remember, I said, did his fight get canceled?
It didn't before, as far as we knew, it didn't.
As far as we knew.
But I mean, that makes sense if it got canceled right at the fucking start of the fight.
Next time we see something like that, we need to fucking go check and see why he's saying that.
Dude, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. This, oh my God, dude. So now we're down to 8 fights on this whole card. This is going quick.
It makes sense why they started at 4. Well,
they started at 4 because it was only 9.
This was supposed to be an 11-fight card.
It was supposed to be 12.
Early on, it was supposed to be 12.
Yeah, it was supposed to be 12. Then we lost 1 fight, so they cut it down to 11. We were good. They were still starting at 3. Then it goes, we lost another fight. We lose some other fighters, they get replaced. Now we lost another fight. Dude, holy fuck, man. So this card lost 3 fights, and then there was 2 other fighters that got replaced.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this is just crazy. Like, this is in the last last 48 hours. Last 24 hours.
Last 24 hours, because it was all yesterday.
Yeah, it all started yesterday. So last 24 plus. So between 24 and 36 hours, all this drama has been going on. Yeah. We've had 4 fights on this card affected dramatically. 3 of them, actually 5, because 3 of them didn't end up happening.
Right.
And then 2 of them had to be switched. All within the last 24 to 36 hours.
Jesus Christ. Now.
Wow. That's 5 fights.
We need to drink faster.
That's half a card, man. That's like an entire undercard that's been changed.
Dude, it's crazy.
That's pretty much the entire undercard in 1 main card fight.
You ready for another one?
Yeah.
By the way, guys, you need to check out the art on these cans. Like, the art on this can, I can't see it. Like,
you're good.
Look at the art on this can. This is pretty wicked, man. These things are... This is just crazy. I love it. This is an independent brewer. This is not big beer. You look at this art. This art is just crazy, man. It's a 3-way. And the beer's been phenomenal so far.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I enjoy the beer.
For a guy that's not like into super hoppy stuff, this doesn't taste super hoppy to me.
We got to make a beer together.
I do. I keep wanting to get in and get my own gear to make a beer. I know you have gear, but I want to get my own gear so I can do it in my garage, just make my own beer.
Yeah, well, you don't want to do it in your garage during the summer.
Yeah, probably not during the summer. Jesus Christ.
It's too hot, but you can put it in.
Well, my garage actually isn't too hot. My garage is pretty cool.
I mean, you got to have temperature controlled. Warm's not bad, but like fluctuating temperatures is not good for your brew when it's brewing.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's good. I could let you fucking, like, realistically, all you would need to get if you wanted to do it yourself, just get yourself the containers to hold it, the buckets and stuff like that, and you can take all my other brewing supplies to brew it.
Yeah. I'm just probably going to end up buying my own because they have down over by Crosley. There's actually a shop that sells a lot of beer shit. There.
Yeah, I've been in there
for
before.
brewing. Yeah,
I bought a lot of stuff from there. Yeah.
Yeah, you like it? I've never been in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, I bought bottles from there. I've made beer from all stuff that I bought from there before.
Yeah, I've had some of your beer. Your beer tastes like, you know, it's to me a lot of it it's good ales. Good IPAs.
It just depends on what I'm making, you know, as far as sometimes I'll do a recipe I find, sometimes I'll just make something completely brand new. Is that
Olenek?
Yep.
God, that fight's going to be so good.
Yeah, it is.
Black Beast versus Olenek.
The only thing that that fight has to be a fast fight or it's going to be a boring fight.
Yeah, Black Beast tires out real quick. His balls get hot, you know, and he's not trying to be there that long.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be in there.
Justin James, though, man. I'm super excited about him. Remember...
Is he fighting...
Gavin Tucker? Fighting Gavin Tucker.
Okay.
Justin James knocks people out.
Wellington Turman. He's a good wrestler. Keep an eye on Wellington Turman. He's a good wrestler. You'll like to watch him probably.
Yeah, there's JoJo coming up next.
This one is one where I might be able to catch up to you a little bit, man, because I had to pick opposite of you on purpose. JoJo's the better striker overall.
I'm pissed for some reason.
She's probably the bigger fighter.
My bet slip wouldn't go through on this, so I don't know what was going on. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I was trying to put a prop bet on her, plus 600 for JoJo to finish her either by a TKO or a knockout.
What were the odds for that one? Because it was pretty close when I saw it.
She was the favorite, but that's why I went with the prop bet.
It was like minus 115 to like minus 105 or some shit when I saw it.
Yeah, she was a favorite, just a slight favorite, but not anything crazy. That's why I took the prop bet, because like I said, I think that JoJo is going to finish her. I think she knocks her out. So I tried to do the prop bet to get
for me
bigger money.
I think Maya's just too tough, man. She just, like I said, her last 8 fights have all gone to decisions, including her losses, and she's fought some nasty strikers who could not put her away. She's just a tough female, dude.
She's very tough.
So it's going to be hard, but it's going to be fun. But I think this potentially could be fight of night.
Yeah, like I told you.
These girls like to bang.
Like I said, it's my main event.
You did say that, and
my main event.
I think if JoJo is on any card, that's your main event no matter what.
Potentially.
You would call that your main event no matter who's fighting, probably.
Yeah, I've been a JoJo. So just in case you're brand new to the show, if you've watched the other shows, you know this. I'm a Joanne Calderwood fan. I've been a Joanne Calderwood fan.
Die hard.
For a long time,
hard.
since before she made it to Invicta, before she was in the UFC. So, I'm a huge fan of hers. But
she actually wished your daughter a happy birthday one time.
Yep, pretty awesome.
Pretty cool. You were in communication, so they actually spoke a lot prior to her ever getting big in anything.
I mean, now we don't talk anymore. But
no, she's too big for you, bro.
Yeah, it
happens.
She's got fucking 20,000 plus people now that talk to her.
There's so many. Yeah, she's probably got a lot of fans now.
You post on there. It's not like back in the day when she didn't have very many fucking followers. She had less than 1,000 followers on Twitter and stuff like that, and not a ton of people were paying attention to what she was doing. But she got into the UFC and blew up.
Yeah, and then she blew you off.
No, I think I want to fight again one day.
You should. If you come out of retirement, who are you trying to fight?
I don't know yet.
You have anybody scouted out yet?
Oh, I got some people scouted out yet, but I gotta get myself in shape before I even think about calling people out.
Get in shape. Let them know, hey, we got you on our radar. I'm gonna start training soon.
Yeah. Well, I don't
get this garage cleared out. We can fucking get your mat set up out in here like you used to back in the day.
That's what I'm working on. Yep.
Yeah, look at it. So JoJo's number 3, Maya's number 6.
Number 6.
JoJo's 1-2 in her last 2 fights. She's coming off a win though, I think.
She's 2-1 in her last 2.
No, you can't be 2-1 in 2 fights.
What?
I said she's 1-1 in her last 2 fights.
Yeah.
You said she's 2-1 in.
You said she's 1-2 in her last 2 fights.
I say 1-2. Well, you said she's 2-1 in her last 2 fights.
I was just correcting you on the 2-1 fight.
She's 2-1 in her last 2 fights.
No, motherfucker.
You got that? We both are fucking stupid right now. She's 1-2 in her last 2 fights. No, she's 2-1 in her last 2 fights. We're so stupid.
It happens, man.
Oh my god. Ooh, look at that wicked spinning kick to the body by JoJo. That was one of her highlights. But to be honest,
risky move though by Joanne Calderwood.
It is a risky move, but either way, I think she gets beat up by Shevchenko.
Well, we'll find out. But
will we find out though? If Maya beats her tonight, we're not going to find out. That's the risky move.
Yeah, it's just a bump in the road, right?
It is a bump in the road.
But the good thing is, if she loses to Maya, she knows she wasn't ready for Shevchenko anyway.
But how many times have we seen people... So we've had this before, where we had guys like Tyron Woodley who waited 1.5 years to get his title shot.
Or you can look at more recently what happened with Tony Ferguson.
Or Tony Ferguson, where you have
Gaethje.
Justin Gaethje. And that's kind of the point I'm getting to. We've had guys who are willing to sit out to get their title fight, and then they win the title fight, right? Mm-hmm. Or you have people that are like, dude, I'm not waiting, because JoJo's been waiting 1 year.
Yeah.
And she's had a long time.
And Shevchenko's been injured and hurt, and it's been pushed back. Shevchenko's trying to heal up from a surgery right now, and JoJo likes to fight.
JoJo wants to fight.
She comes from a kickboxing background where she was very, very active. And prior to signing with the UFC, she was very active. She wanted to fight all the time. And then UFC's got you on the seasons thing where it's 3 to 4 times a year.
That's what I think of about active, baby. That guy's got another fight coming up. He's trying to fight again this month.
Yeah, so
wicked.
Khamzat Chimaev, I think he's super smart. I think what he's trying to do is typically the UFC puts you on it's like a time-based contract. It's like a 3-fight or 4-fight contract over a certain amount of time, like maybe a 3 or 4 year time period. They have to try to offer you 3 to 4 fights a year on that contract. And so you're on a 3 to 4 fight contract or time, whatever comes first. Khamzat Chimaev is trying to knock this contract out. He's trying to fight through all of the fights on the contract, so that way he can sign for a new contract. He's made himself a star, and typically the UFC, they have the ability to negotiate in between fights on your contract, but they don't have to do anything. They don't have to pay you more if they don't want to. Now, if you come in, you make yourself a huge star real quick, you've got a ton of momentum going on, and you say, hey, I want a bigger contract, a much bigger contract.
And you are finishing fights the way you are?
Yeah, in the first round, you're landing over 200 punches and only being hit 3 times in 2 fights.
He's just dominating these guys.
If you could go out and do that, make yourself an instant star, fight through the contract, sign a new contract. All right, so the girls are out here real quick.
Yeah, the girls are coming out. We're ready.
They're out there. They're both in the cage.
So
they're announcing them out right now.
Currently, we were talking about the odds a little bit. So Vegas has Maya at a plus 130 underdog right now. So the lines have changed a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. They should.
So it was close to near even, and right now, going into the fight, Maya's 130. You might need to lay a little money on that if you're fucking get your app up.
Why would I put any money on Maya?
Because Maya's going to win.
It's a losing bet for me. I ain't betting any money on Maya. She's going to get picked apart.
I don't know. But I did see that stat. She's got like the Calderwood has like the highest striking rate in the UFC women's flyweight division. It's going to be fun.
She lands like a motherfucker.
She's a minus 150 favorite now. Okay. So it's moved a little bit further apart now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's moved a little bit further apart. I'm really excited. I'm super. I'm ready to go. I just want this fight to start.
You know, we might have to end this podcast short if Calderwood does lose. Jake might have an aneurysm. So Calderwood has 2-inch height advantage and a 1.5-inch reach advantage. Mm-hmm. So it's not as big as the Chikagian fight where Chikagian had like 6 inches and like 4 inches or some stupid shit. Dude, it was crazy.
She's just going to keep that range.
But let's see. This is what I was talking about right here. Maya's really good at getting in, landing a couple, and getting out.
Yeah, but that's where Joanne's going to start to time it.
She gets those knees and elbows up, though. That's her thing. See, Maya landed another good shot. Maya again with a 1-2, but Calderwood landed a leg kick there.
Joanne's got to start moving her head, though. Come on, JoJo.
She doesn't, though. That's my problem with her. She doesn't ever move her head. She just fucks people up. Jake, dude, look at the stress on this guy, you guys.
She moved her head there.
This is crazy. This is her bread and butter. This is what she needs to do to win.
Keep that range.
These kicks. Keep her at bay with those.
She clipped her, though, there.
She got a good uppercut on that one. But like I said, Maya's boxing, dude, is so good. If she can get inside, it's going to be problems for JoJo.
It was just like I was saying, though, with that last fight in our predictions, though. Like, the Muay Thai just gives you more tools.
Yep, you do have more tools.
But Maya is doing a good job with the tools that she has.
And she showed a good knee herself.
And I like the movement that Maya has. I like how light
good head kick.
It was blocked, though.
It was blocked, but it was good. Throw that up there, let her know, hey, this can come your way at any time.
Oh, but she hit her there.
These girls are trading. Like I said, this could be another fight of the night, dude. These girls, I think this is going to decision either way. And these girls are just going to brawl throughout the whole thing. That's what I think we're going to see.
Yeah, we're going to see something because this is awesome.
Dude, that was crazy.
What's crazy, though, is they said that Joanne Calderwood's bones are actually physically stronger, like more like rock because of the micro fractures that she's had throughout her life on her legs.
Yeah. Well, they say that you when you break a bone.
JoJo with the takedown.
She caught the kick and then took her down.
Kicked the leg out from underneath of her. She's got her.
But no, so they say that when you break a bone and it heals it's stronger.
Yeah. And so with kickboxing, you know, a lot of these kickboxers, they, from the repeated kicks and the stress fractures that you cause, they say that your bones, like, they heal up more like rocks. Well, and Joanne Calderwood, you got to remember, she's at a world championship level.
Yeah, you remember that YouTube video? This guy puts out so many YouTube videos, but he sits there and he kicks like light poles in half. Mm-hmm. He just sits there and he'll put videos of him kicking like metal beams and shit.
So I like what Maya's doing right now as far as this ground game right now.
She's a BJJ girl too. I mean, she's Brazilian. Do you know a Brazilian that doesn't know jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, there's a couple. I mean, there's a UFC, couple, but there's not many.
Not many. I mean, Brazil. That's why they call it Brazilian jiu-jitsu. It comes from Brazil. So she's looking like, dude, she's getting those legs high.
She's getting them high.
Your girl better be careful.
The problem though is right now Joanne Calderwood is staying in that guard and not being super active.
No, and she's getting hit from the bottom.
Maya's, climbing up high with the legs,
landing from the bottom.
And landed.
So in this position right now, Maya's the one scoring points in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree. You have to figure out. Okay, so the position advantage goes to JoJo. Joanne is controlling the position right now, but Maya is doing the damage and
working up. Look, those legs keep getting higher, dude. The one that looks like
she's really looking to threat for stuff.
Oh, armbar. Watch out.
I did not see this part coming right here.
I did not look for an armbar either.
She's got it out. Get your elbow. Just crunch down on that. You've got the knee in the right place. Get your elbow out. Slide your elbow out. Yes, her elbow's out.
She's got it. She's got it.
Her elbow's out. Nope, no, it's not.
She's got it.
No, it's not. Come on, fight the leg. Fight that. Fight that. Fight that. Fight that.
All she's got to do is keep that and extend and pop it. Oh, that's deep.
Nope. Go.
That's deep.
Go.
That is deep. She's going to tap.
No!
Jennifer Maia with the submission victory. Holy shit. I did not see that coming. I thought for sure. I mean, I said it just a minute ago. We were going to a decision for sure. I'm sorry, Jake.
Fuck.
We said that is the risky thing about these fighters taking these kind of fights instead of waiting it out, right? Tyron Woodley, he waited 1.5 years and won the title. Tony Ferguson, instead of waiting, fought and then lost his chance to fucking Justin Gaethje. We saw it again here now. Jennifer Maia just tapped out Joanne Calderwood with an armbar, ladies and gentlemen, in the first round.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. She was doing a good job defending it at first.
So should JoJo? So now that, like, if you're another fighter and you're seeing shit like this, you see Tony Ferguson, you see Jennifer Maia, both of them you see Joanne Calderwood and Tony Ferguson, they lost their title shots because they took fights instead of waiting. So now if you're a fighter, are you going to just be like, okay, I'm waiting, I'm doing
here's the deal. It's different if you have your training camp.
It is different when you have a training camp.
Right? So I love the excitement that these short notice fights are bringing to us, but you know, when you're fighting for a world championship fight, yes, you definitely want, or you're fighting for a #1 contender spot, you definitely want to have the best training camp that you can have possible, right? You want to be able to train for the fighter so you know what they're going to bring and what you're going to bring to the fight, and maybe what are the secrets you're going to have and they're going to have. The advantage for world championship fights, #1 contender fights, is the fact that you have the training camp. And, it might turn out to be a more boring fight sometimes. But you know what? You're getting ready to fight to be the #1 person in the world. So if you have the ability to take a fight in between or you have a full training camp, okay, I'm still on board with it. But yeah. I'm no longer going to be on board with saying, hey, I want to be active, I'm going to take that short notice fight.
I don't know.
Or that fight against the person that I haven't been training for.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, you look at Ferguson Gaethje. Ferguson had a training camp, but it wasn't for a guy like Gaethje.
No, and Gaethje is a different animal. I'm super excited for Gaethje. Well, Khabib in September.
Gaethje is a different animal, and he's a different style of fighter completely than Khabib.
Completely.
So, if you're
Gaethje
a guy,
can stand.
If you're a guy in Ferguson, if you're a guy in Ferguson, the way you're training for Gaethje versus Khabib is way different.
Khabib's just gonna maul you. He's gonna get you down and grind you out.
What's up with JoJo's eye?
But dude, she took some shots, man. She took some shots. I told you, Maia gets in there and she lands the shots. But with Gaethje, his stand-up has improved so much that he's not even barely used his wrestling in his MMA career.
Well, he doesn't like to use his wrestling.
No, he's even said that he doesn't like to use it. But I mean, his stand-up has improved that much where he beat Tony Ferguson to within an inch of his life. It was that bad.
He beat the hell out of Tony Ferguson.
That was a bad fight, man. Jennifer Maia, props to you. You shoot up. Who's the #1 contender for the belt now with JoJo out? Chikugian?
Probably. She beat both of them.
She beat both of them. Who was Chikugian's last fight?
Pull it up on here.
Let's find out. Let me go here. Oops, CHOOK. Who are you talking to right now?
I'm tweeting JoJo.
Oh my God, don't worry about that. The blonde fight. Oh, I hate her nickname. Caitlin Chikagian's nickname is Blonde Fighter. That's stupid. Okay, so Caitlin already had a title shot, didn't she? Shevchenko. She lost to Shevchenko.
That's why JoJo had it.
Okay, that makes sense to me. But she beat Joanne Calderwood and Jennifer Maia in back-to-back fights, lost to Shevchenko.
So Maia's got to be next.
Oh, that's right. She's the one that beat Shevchenko's sister in her sister's debut. Mm-hmm. You remember that one?
Yep, Maia's got to be next.
I mean, based off where the standings are right now and where the girls are at, I mean...
Maia bounces up to #3. Shevchenko's got to get...
Well, Maia was 6. Who's 5 and... who's 4 and 5?
Yeah, but she just beat #3.
She did beat #3.
So she bounces up to 3.
She should.
She bounces up to 3. She gets the title fight because JoJo was supposed to get the next title fight. So this becomes essentially a #1 contenders fight. Maia wins. She gets the title fight.
And she finished her. It wasn't like it did go to a decision. It really wasn't. I mean, it was close on the feet.
It was close on the feet, but as soon as they hit the ground, Maya was able to dominate from there, landing strikes off the bottom, working up high, setting up the armbar that we saw coming from, probably 30 seconds before it happened.
Calvillo's number 2, but she's out, I think, for a little while. Is she pregnant?
I don't know.
One of those, Lauren Murphy, Jessica I.
Lauren Murphy's 4.
Yeah, look at that, dude.
I don't know about that.
So they got Calvillo 2, JoJo 3, but I think the reason JoJo got it is because Calvillo is she's out for some extent of time. I don't remember. Dana, the way Dana was saying it, he said some, these girls in maybe it was the 135 division. He said the girls, they're getting pregnant right now. Some of them just fought or some of them are hurt, so they can't be there. So you've got like the number 8 ranked girl fighting for the title.
I guess Lauren Murphy, I guess she deserves to be 4.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So would you put her above Lauren Murphy?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah. I'd put her
maybe
above.
Move Murphy up to 3 and move Maya up to 4?
I would say, well.
What, did Maya fight Murphy yet?
No.
So let him fight.
No, I would say you're going to bump Maya to 3, JoJo to 4, Murphy to 5, and then you can figure it out from there. Yeah. Because JoJo was ranked ahead of Murphy beforehand, so there's no reason in throwing her behind her.
Yeah.
But, you have a spot where Murphy
though.
could fight JoJo, Murphy could fight Maya. You could do a number 1 contender fights depending on how much longer the champ is going to be out. Shevchenko's going to be out. Mm-hmm. If she's going to be out longer, you can put 3 and 4 against, or you could put 3 and 5 against each other right now. And Murphy and Maya. You could do that one, especially if Calvillo's out right now. But Calvillo just fought not too long ago.
Yeah, right. So I think with the women's division, especially in this
honestly,
Calvillo's 125, right? Or
Calvillo's, 125.
So these girls with me, you have Valentina Shevchenko, who is your champion. And I think right behind her, even though the rankings might not reflect it, is Caitlin Chookagian.
That's right, because Calvillo just beat I in June.
Right, she did last month. Or actually 2 months ago now. It's August.
Yeah, so
it's August 1st, ladies and gentlemen.
August 1st, yeah. So she just beat her in June. So Calvillo just fought, and the time frame just worked out that before Calvillo was number 2, though, because remember, this fight with Calderwood is over a year in the making.
It was over a year. We said that Calderwood's been waiting a year. That's why she took this fight.
It was a long time. Calderwood likes to stay active, and you know what? There's a reason for it. Look at what just happened right there. Obviously Calderwood. The inactivity. I don't want to say obviously, but the inactivity for the last year could have potentially played into the fact, or played into the way that this fight played out. I'm not trying to take anything away from Maya, because Maya did exactly, she worked that armbar for about a minute there. She set it up. We saw it coming. You talked about how she was climbing high. We talked about it. Maya was setting it up.
This is interesting. Hold on for a second. So this is all of the Contender Series winners that are currently in the UFC right now. You have 7 guys that are undefeated in the UFC after winning their Contender Series fights.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say Ricky Simone, but he lost one. Or he lost twice.
He did lose twice.
But he won on the Contender Series.
But right now, out of all the guys that the undefeated fighters right now, there's 7 that are undefeated up there. Then you had Dan Ige. I think he was 6-2. These Contender Series guys are doing showing out in the UFC right now.
Well, and this is exactly...
Except for Giga, in my opinion. He lost that fight.
Yeah, but he's shown that he deserves to be in the UFC.
He wasn't a winner, so I mean that's the issue.
He wasn't a winner, and he's still not undefeated in the UFC though.
No.
But he's proven that he deserves to be in the UFC. Which also goes back to the fact that we think that Austin Springer deserves to be in the UFC.
Our boy Austin, man, you got to get him in there, Dana.
Yeah, I mean, bring him in.
Shit, if you had Austin there tonight, he'd have jumped in versus any of these dudes.
Yeah,
guaranteed. And he trains out of the same gym as Ed Herman, as Ricky Simone, as Paige Van Zant's no longer in the UFC. She's a free agent right now. But Paige Van Zant, they got some killers coming out of there.
Yeah, they really do. They really do, and they got, and also signed to other promotions like Bellator. They have some good guys, but in the UFC they also have Nam Phan.
Nam Phan
knocked somebody out not too long
finally
ago.
got his UFC victory.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful thing, man. He's almost 40 years old, isn't he?
That's the guy that's up there in age. He probably.
But
doesn't
he's
have
been
much
around
longer.
the MMA scene forever. If you know anything about MMA, you've heard of Nam Phan. Okay.
Several years ago, it was a big story about Nam Phan because The Bellator champion goes over to fight in another show. This guy's the champion of Bellator. Nam Fan knocks him out.
And, dude, you know what? It kind of pissed a lot of people off.
Not
us, obviously.
But this is the reason, and actually I think that the reason the UFC does exclusive contracts goes back to Anthony Inoue versus Randy Couture. Randy Couture won the UFC belt, and, you know, the UFC is trying to promote itself as the baddest show on the planet with the best fighters in the world. Shortly after that, Randy Couture and Anthony Inoue go against each other, and Anthony Inoue taps him out with an armbar. Shortly after he wins the championship. I think that reasons like that are why the UFC makes it so that you can't compete in other sports because...
or in other promotions.
Yeah, I mean, you know, other promotions, because it makes your promotion look like it has a weaker competition when your champion goes and loses.
It is risky, you know. If you were to do, say right now, the two biggest in the U.S. right now are Bellator and UFC.
Yes.
If you put Lima versus... who's the 170 champ? Usman. If you put Lima versus Usman, you know, and say Usman loses. I don't think Usman will lose that fight, but say Usman loses.
Maybe he does.
Say he loses. Now it looks like, okay, the Bellator's got bragging rights. Our 170 guy beat your 170 guy who was considered the best in the world.
Yep. That's
and
the truth.
let's be real here. The Lima brothers are very, very good. Very good. But I don't think that Lima is beating Usman. Not happening.
Yeah, I don't think that that's happening either. But, you know, it really does. It just goes to show, like, the champion versus champion thing that we talk about is always great, which is why with boxing, how they have their Ollie Act, and we can actually have these champions go against each other.
It makes for a good, fun fight.
It makes for it to be fun, but the overall long-term thing of it is a problem when you have a whole bunch of different champions for different promotions that you're trying to promote as, like, this is the best promotion in the world.
Yeah, then you get guys padding their records. That's why record padding in boxing is a problem.
Yeah.
Other than the only guy that really doesn't have a padded record right now in current boxing, Vasily Lomachenko, the Matrix. That guy is an Olympian, won the gold, then comes in, fights for a title in his first pro fight. And he's fought every single one of his matches have been for a title. He's not taking cakes.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's not fighting cans at all, and, you know, he's looking to prove that he's the greatest out there ever.
And we don't want that in MMA where guys are fighting cans. Well, you get guys fighting cans sometimes, but we don't want guys who get 30-0 off of fighting nobodies.
What I want to see is I don't care if, you know, even if you're a guy who's 5-5, if you have an exciting fight, I still want to see you fight someone around the same record, 5-5. You know,
exactly.
Someone similar in based on records, because this is really all we can compare it to. You know, if we're going to talk about, you know, should these guys be fighting, you know, look at their records.
Right. If you're a guy that's 10-0, you shouldn't be fighting a guy that's 0-1.
No.
I mean, and that does happen sometimes in MMA, especially in the regional promotion.
Well, it happens a lot in MMA with guys trying to build their record up and pad their record so they can go to the UFC and say, hey, I'm 10-0.
Yeah.
You know, I'm 12-0. You know, like, how many of these guys have we seen recently who have these really padded records where we're looking at them like, well, I don't know, that's a can crusher.
So if Shahbazyan is number 9, Brunson's number 8, Gaslam's 7. If Shahbazyan convincingly beats Brunson, do you move him ahead of Gaslam? Or till
No.
both of them are coming off losses?
No. You don't move him ahead of him.
You think you just swap spots?
I think you swap spots simply because of where both of them are located.
Yeah, they're both 8-9 right now.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, we would have to go back and look at Brunson's losses.
What if Brunson wins this fight? Do you think you bump him at least ahead of Gaslam right now?
Gaslam's coming off of, what, 3 losses in a row now?
Is it 3 in a row now?
Well, he lost to Till.
Right.
He lost to...
and he lost his most recent one to...
Well,
I can't remember his name.
He lost to 185
just like
pound
2 weeks
champion.
ago.
He lost to I know, Hermanson.
Hermanson, yes.
So he lost to Till, he lost to Hermanson, and he lost to Israel Adesanya.
Adesanya, yeah.
So he's on 3 losses in a row. I think that's 3 in a row.
Edmund Shahbazyan, Jinx, you owe me a soda.
I'm interested in this because Edmund and Edmund have such a very good relationship.
You're talking about Edmund...
Count Chocula?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy because you got Shahbazyan's 22 years old. He looks. So you remember when John Jones was 22 years old, right?
Yeah,
dude.
John Jones didn't
We
even
were
look
at the
as good
bowling
as him.
alley, and I remember watching John Jones fight, and I'm like, dude, this guy is going to be the next champion.
Well, you know, and
Sure enough, he
that's
was.
true. But even then, like, you look at his early fights in the UFC, like, they were not nearly, like, as dominant as this. Like, he
No,
was
John
dominant,
Jones didn't dominate guys like Shahbazyan
But
is.
what Shahbazyan's doing.
Or Shahbazyan.
Yeah, so right now, 3 in a row. So, like we said, Israel Adesanya, he lost to him. He lost to Darren
Yeah, that was
Till.
a title fight.
And then he lost to Jack Hermanson.
So,
And so, like I said, 3 in a row, he's down title fights.
and he got the
Or
title
he's
fight
got-
off of
he's-
2 wins after
yeah,
a
off of
loss
2
to
wins.
Weidman, then beats Bisping and Jacare.
But he also beat Vitor Belfort. They changed that later on because of the weed. And, you know, Dana White.
but
Dana White sometimes ignores these type of
you
things.
got to ignore
because
that.
of
But either way, I mean,
But-
still, that would be a win, loss, and then win-win title fight.
Well, I mean, look who he beat, though. He beat, so, Johnny Hendricks, former champion.
170 though.
Tim Kennedy, bad motherfucker. Right?
Was that one? That one is a 185.
Yeah, 185, you know, right there. So then he beats Vitor Belfort, former champion, loses by submission in a fight that he was actually winning up until that point to Chris Weidman. If I remember right, he was winning that one. Then he beats Michael Bisping, former champion. You know, so you look at that right there. Of that run right there, Tim Kennedy's the only champion so far in that point or only person who wasn't a champion. And then he runs into Jacare Souza, who was not a champion, but was always
But
a
one
top
of the
5.
baddest dudes in the
Who was
185
always a
division
top
of all
5.
time.
Oh yeah, so you know, so you look at that. That's a title run right there. Even with that loss right there, that's a title run. That deserves to put you in a title shot against Israel Adesanya.
But he's
considering
now
the rest of the competition, where Michael Bisping is the former champion.
So he's now 4-2 technically right now at 185.
4-2. Yep.
Technically, with he'd
At
probably
185.
be 4-3 if you count the
4-2 and
Vitor.
1. Yeah, 4-2 and 1.
He's got a no contest on there because he tested
Or
positive
sorry,
for marijuana.
2-4 and 1.
Yeah.
2 wins, 4 losses,
Yeah.
1 draw.
So he's 2-4 technically at 185 so far.
Or 1 no contest.
But he's fought murderers row.
Mm-hmm. You know, you look at it, all of those guys at the time he fought him are top 5 guys.
Every single one of them.
At the time he fought him. So even if
Jack
we're
Hermanson.
even if we're listing off top 7 guys, you know, we're listing off 7 guys there or whatever. At the time that he fought him, they're top 5 guys. Jack Hermanson might not be top 5 guy.
I don't know what he is, but Jack Hermanson is a guy that when I made that pick, I was really nervous because I thought that for sure Jack had a very good chance. His wrestling was good. His striking's good. He's fun. I thought Jack had the tools to beat him. But
I thought he'd be slower.
I just didn't think that Gastelum was going to really leave his leg right there for that taking.
Yeah.
He did it twice, and like after the first time that Hermanson tried to grab his leg and put him in a heel hook, I'm like, okay, dude, he's not going to get this. You know, Gastelum's got it. He's aware. He knows that that's there.
Yeah.
And then he put it right back, and Hermanson took it and ate it for lunch.
All right, so 185-pound rankings real quick.
Let's check out our current after this. Let's see what our standings are.
So Jack Hermanson's number 4, top 5 guy.
So he's a top 5 guy, and that was after the win, though.
And that was after the win.
He
I
was
don't remember what he was ranked.
He was
But
probably
Darren
5 or
Till,
6.
but Kelvin Gastelum was ranked higher after before that too.
Yeah.
And Darren Till was also ranked higher also.
You know what's fun though? They just announced Robert Whittaker versus Jared Cannonier.
You know what I don't like though? I think Yoel Romero should probably be around
should be lower.
7. He should probably be 7.
He should be lower.
It should probably be Hermanson, Till, Gastelum, Romero.
I agree. I do agree.
So probably.
Yeah.
Edmund Shahbazyan, though, we'll see here. Now that he's at a point where he's ranked 9 right now, we'll see because he beat Brad Tavares, who's
Knocked
ranked
him
12.
out cold.
You know, Brad Tavares is ranked 12. That was his top 15 guy. Now he's going against a top 10 guy. So, you know, if the pattern continues, next will be a top 5 guy. So, you know, if he wins, you could look at seeing him fight Hermanson, Romero, Cannonier, Costa, or Whittaker.
The lighting, everything for this walkout, it looks phenomenal. It's WWE-esque.
Yeah, man.
I love it.
It's awesome.
See, for me, that's one of the things that's been missing in MMA is the walkouts. You know, sometimes they play the walkout music, and you get like 30 security guards that walk with these guys and stuff and protect them. But it's like, come on, man, the walkout that's like, fans get pumped over walkouts,
Well,
dude.
you got to remember, do you remember Mayhem Miller?
Jason Mayhem Miller,
He used to have some
dude,
really
he went off the
fun
rails,
walkouts.
though. That guy went off the rails.
But he's kind of come back lately.
Has he?
Yeah, he's kind of gotten himself back on track a little bit from what I've seen. But
Because I love bully beatdown.
He had some of the funnest walkouts coming out into his fights.
He did.
You look at Tyson Fury with all of his walkouts that he does. You know, like
he comes out on a fucking when the last Wilder fight, dude. He got carried out on a King's throne.
But you also can't let it be too much to where what's that Capoeira's guy's name that came out doing the dancing all the way to the cage he had him in his corners in the UFC. They were dancing all the way to the cage. Trying to make it super exciting, and then he goes out.
I know who you're talking about, but I don't remember.
Yeah, he tries to get a quick knockout with all his capoeira stuff, and he gassed himself out. Yeah. So being entertaining...
I hate how he looks like Michael McDonald right now.
Being entertaining, you know, on the way to the cages, it might be important, but you also have to make sure that you save yourself for the fight. So the idea of Tyson Fury being carried out there, you know, with the whole presence of the people carrying him, the costume and all that stuff, that's not something that wore his cardio out.
Yeah, he didn't have to wear 45 pounds walking to the cage, Deontay.
Yeah, but even then, Deontay, that's a stupid fucking
It was
excuse.
such an excuse because he does that for every fight. Let's be honest.
So this is only a 3-round fight though, right?
This is a 3-round main event, so that's weird.
A 3-round main event, really weird. They changed it up
last minute. It's been a while since
we've
had that happen.
I wonder if they couldn't come to terms on a contract negotiation. Maybe the guys were like, look, we've only been training
Well, they signed for a 3-round fight.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm sure that they could have bumped it up to a 5. They've done it before.
They could have.
But I'm wondering if the guys were just not interested in it.
No, well, if I'm Shahbazyan, I'm definitely not interested. Because why? Right now, it's not a title fight. I was scheduled for 3 rounds. I trained for 3 rounds.
Yeah, and he hasn't been to the 3rd round
even
one time.
If you're Brunson, I mean...
You know, he's only been to the 3rd round 1 time.
Yeah, all his fights have been 1st-round stoppages, except for that one.
Mm-hmm. And that was the closest he got to losing, and that was a split decision.
But with Brunson here... Every time he fights a guy that's technically better than him, he loses. The only name he really has that he's beat on his record is going to be Lyoto Machida, but that was an old Lyoto Machida.
But what I will say is I was listening to the pre-fight show, and they were talking about Brunson prior to his last couple of fights. Yeah. He was pretty much only training by himself.
Really?
He was kind of doing like a Mike Perry type thing, where he'd bounce around and stuff like that. And for his last couple of fights and where he's really been looking good, he's finally with the team.
He is with the team.
It's with Henry Hoof's team, if I remember right.
Yep, I think it's Henry Hoof's team.
So he's with Henry Hoof's team, and he's looked a lot better, and a lot of people are crediting that to his resurgence so far in his career at this point. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. You
and I both picked Shahbazyan by knockout in round 1. Oh, let's get the standings real quick before this fight starts.
Before this fight starts.
They're announcing the fighters right now, so we got a little bit of time. But you and I both picked Shahbazyan knockout round 1, right?
Yep.
Or Shahbazyan. I think it's Shahbazyan is the proper way to say it.
Shahbazyan.
Tomato, right?
Tomato, potato.
But, I mean, it'd be like my name where people call me Colin all the time. I'm not a fucking colon. Although I am an asshole.
So, things have gotten a little bit closer here right now. Girth Brooks is still in first with 300 points. He has 4 correct, 2 decision perfects, 1 perfect, no semi-perfects. I'm still in second with 4 correct.
I'm only 50 behind first.
This is crazy. 4 correct picks, and that's out of 7 fights so far. So, 4 correct picks, 1 decision perfect, 1
perfect and
full
1
perfect
semi.
and 1 semi-perfect. And then Cullen's in 3rd place with 4 correct picks, no decision perfects, 1 actual perfect, and no bonus points on the other end. But the top 6, there's 3 people actually tied for 3rd, though. So Townsy has 250 points as well. So does JGH 1967. Townsy has 2 decision perfects, no semi-perfects. JGH has 1 actual perfect, and 1 actual perfect makes up 2 semi-perfects.
I'm sorry, but Brunson just threw a straight left there, and it was super slow.
Well, he's been talking about how he wants to try to be more patient.
This is a 3-round fight, though. You can't be that slow with a left.
You know what's crazy, though? I think that Brunson's hair is really gray underneath, and they tried to dye it yellow.
Is that why he's dyeing it yellow now?
Well, look, because it looks like if you look at the roots, it looks white.
Yeah, he kind of looks like he's got a little white spot on top.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Maybe it's just a bad dye.
Maybe, but his beard is looking awful black, though. But you can also brush that shit in on that, I heard.
Yeah. We're going to find out. I'm excited to see if
Shahbazyan
with a good right.
With a short right.
I'm excited to see if Shahbazyan's the real deal right now. I mean, if he beats Derek Brunson here, we're going to find out.
He looks like, well, I don't know. This is an evenly matched fight so far up to this point.
Yeah.
This is good.
Neither guy's really done much.
Well,
those were all blocked.
No, that rocked him. That rocked him a little bit. Brunson shook his head like a little bit.
Well, you don't shake it off.
Yeah, but you don't shake it off like that. It's just like smiling. You don't shake it off saying, no, that didn't hurt me, or smile like it didn't hurt you unless it actually hurt you.
I don't know. Sometimes they do.
There's two ways you could tell if somebody got hurt.
One.
You go, that didn't hurt. Yeah, he blocked, but it still hit him. You know, sometimes, like, you know, so the difference, like, I've had different...
Shahbazyan landed a good right there, though.
Different boxing coaches take different methods. Like, some want them really tight to your face to block it and absorb the punch. Others want it so that you can kind of catch it out here where your hands are further away. You kind of parry a little bit more, your more head movement and stuff like that.
Dude, that left... Dude, he just threw 2 lefts in, like, less than half a second from Shahbazyan right there. That was dope. That dude's quick with his hands. Good good left by Brunson. Those are to the back of the head.
Those are elbows that he hit him, not knock the other dude out with, though.
And Brunson with the takedown. But
Shahbazyan gives up his back.
Shahbazyan landed some elbows to the back of the head on that takedown.
He might have hit that elbow. He might have hit that ear. We'd have to see a different camera view on it. From the view that we had, it looked like they were to the back of the head.
They looked like it was to the back of the head.
But, you know, how many times have I thought it was to the back of the head where it was really close to that
ear?
ear?
I mean, like that, you know, just last week, I think it was, where you were talking about dude hitting the back of the head, and I'm like, nah, dude, that's just right above the ear.
So, you know, it can hit to the back of the head as long as the impact still hits
This is where Brunson needs to establish his game right here. If he's going to win, this is how he's going to win.
Shahbazyan's back to his feet.
Shahbazyan's out, and we're back up. 2.5 minutes.
This is Count Chocula's redemption story right here. So, you know, Count Chocula needs this just about as much as Edmund Shahbazyan.
Oh, Shahbazyan just landed a good one, too.
Because Count Chocula, you know, like, since the Ronda Rousey days, he's had to deal with that whole head movement thing.
Yeah.
You know? And Shahbazyan's been training at his gym since he was 10 years old. So Shahbazyan was in the background with Ronda Rousey, you know. He was the one that was being used as the dummy for Ronda Rousey and all the demos and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can see the videos of Ronda throwing him when he was 15 years old.
Yeah, and then now you got, you know, Shahbazyan being talked about as the next big, great thing.
That was to the body. Knock it off.
Yeah, so you got Shahbazyan being talked about as the next big, great thing, right? Count Chocula needs this to say that, hey, you know, all the stuff that I was saying.
Good little short elbow by Brunson right there.
I don't know. I still think Shahbazyan's winning this round right now.
Shahbazyan's definitely landed the better shots so far. You know, that was a good one to the body right there from Shahbazyan.
To the body. He goes right and then left.
And that right, that knee. But Brunson with another takedown. Nope, that's not that's not going to count.
But he has the back though. He has the back though.
He does have his back.
Control right here.
But look at the wrist control by Shahbazyan on that right arm.
The wrist.
He let go. He's spinning into it now. He's got a underhook on one arm. So each guy has an underhook so far. They're just kind of clinching up against cage. Shahbazyan's turning it around, and they're back to the center.
45 seconds left.
Come on, Shahbazyan. I need this round one.
Why did the dang subtitles move to the bottom of the screen in front of my timer from the top?
I don't know. That's really weird because they were blocking the heads, and we were getting pissed off because we couldn't see some of the punches landing.
But now I'm getting frustrated.
And now the subtitles are on the bottom.
And I can't see what significant strikes are landed.
No, I can't. What the hell?
18 for Brunson, 17 for Shahbazyan.
I don't know about that. I don't know if that's accurate because Shahbazyan's landed some significant strikes.
Well, that's the difference. What is significant and what is significant?
Right?
You know, like...
I mean, them things was significant.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The significant strike stack, it's nice, it's fun, it's entertaining.
I mean, that's significant. What are we talking about right now? Is that going to be counted?
Oh, and that knee right there is significant.
From Brunson. Good elbow by Shahbazyan. End of the first round. All right, we're going to 2, baby.
Well, I guess that's not a perfect for us.
No, that sucks.
So now,
but he did land a couple clean shots to Brunson.
Does Shahbazyan have the same killer instinct in the later rounds as he does in the first round?
We're gonna find out.
The last time we saw him go to the third round, it was a split decision win.
We are about to find out. Like, you know, a lot of people thought this would be one of his toughest tests, obviously, in the UFC.
Definitely one of his toughest tests.
Derek Brunson is not an easy out. But I think that Shahbazyan can put him away right here.
Well, he took the first round, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Brunson did have the takedowns, but Shahbazyan was right back up to his feet.
Yeah, I could see the judges kind of swinging it towards Brunson because it was close, and he got the takedown.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there.
That was a clean takedown right there.
Yep.
But look at these punches. Look at this. Right here. Boom! Right on the chin. And then the knee. Ooh.
This is where Brunson kind of caught him off guard, though, right here. That's one of the takedowns.
But they won't count this one as a takedown because he popped right back up instantly. Let's see what happens, baby. We're round 2. We're here for this. Let's go. Crushing Cans Podcast. YouTube. Find us. Find us on anchor.fm too / Crushing Cans Podcast.
Kevin Iole has 10-9 Shahbazyan. He really went after the body, and I thought the one shot kind of hurt Derek.
He did.
Yeah.
I agree.
Close round, 10-9 Shahbazyan.
From Ryan Frederick.
So, you know, we both have 10-9 Shahbazyan in a close round.
It was close.
Oh, but, you know,
damn,
you know
that
what?
right.
That right
he ate it.
Brunson, though.
Shahbazyan just landed one too, though, and Brunson just ate it.
Yeah, Brunson hit him with that, because Brunson hit him with it right beforehand. But, you know, it was his
See, Brunson
jab,
with a good left right there.
That was a left. So, Brunson standing in a southpaw stance right now.
Ooh, good to the body by Shahbazyan. You see how he kind of got Brunson getting his hands high, and then he went straight to the body?
Ooh, he's in on the takedown, tried to run the pipe. He's too high on that knee, and he's too high on the hip. But he was able to trip the leg.
And he's got him down. So Brunson with a takedown of Shahbazyan.
4 minutes into the fight.
But Shahbazyan right back up. Shahbazyan's right back up.
Brunson tried to go for that KO kill and let him up. He let him up to try to strike and catch him coming up. He tried to catch Shahbazyan on his way up.
Good knee from Shahbazyan right there against the cage.
Brunson's controlling the cage. Shahbazyan circles out. I like the positional battle here. Watch what they're doing with their arms when they're in that clinch there. They're both really
they were both swinging. They both missed on that one, but they were swinging for the knockout on that one. Good jab from Brunson right there. Looks like, ooh, come on, Shahbazyan. Don't let me down, baby. I'm really pissed that we didn't get to see Kevin Holland, dude, because I'm actually pretty big on Kevin Holland.
Yeah.
I'm kind of mad about not seeing that fight, dude. Fuck. I mean, it sucks. Hopefully.
Okay. So Brunson poked Shahbazyan
in the eye.
It looks like his left eye was poked right there.
Yeah. You
Let's
watch.
see, they're gonna show a replay.
The finger went right in, dude. Look at that. Oh my god. Ooh, that's nasty.
Yep. That
fuck, dude. That's one of the nasty ones.
That's one of those ones that really sucks.
Yeah.
So Shahbazyan doesn't waste a lot of time with the eye poke. He just jumps right back out there. Ultimately, though, he probably should have taken a little bit of time because I see him blinking that eye.
He is. It's still hurt.
You got 5 minutes, man. Don't rush to get back out there for the fans.
Yeah.
Take
Hopefully,
the time.
Trevin Giles is okay, you know. But I still wanted to see Kevin Holland fight tonight, man.
Yeah.
I'm pretty big on Kevin Holland right now.
Yeah. I mean, I like both of those guys, to be honest. That was a hard fight for me to pick. I picked Trevin to win that fight. But, you know, I'm not...
is Shahbazyan going to go? Ooh, he looked like he was trying to get the takedown there for a second.
Yeah, Brunson was throwing a little bit. He tried to give him a 3-piece with the soda, and Shahbazyan changed levels.
Ooh,
there.
Good knee from Brunson.
They're really starting to throw right now.
I think Shahbazyan realized he's in a war, baby. Ooh, good.
Well, you know, since that eye poke, right? Since that eye poke, he started turning it up.
Yeah, a little bit. Ooh.
Oh, but he got clipped with that right there. So that right is a jab.
Yeah, but he landed that left uppercut from Brunson, too.
When Brunson throws that right, it's a jab. Didn't really do much with that.
Come on, Edmund. So,
oh, do you see that sneaky little elbow Brunson threw in there?
Yeah.
He threw that one in there like that.
Okay, good 1-2 from Brunson there. 1-1-2. He's throwing that left with some heater.
I'm not super impressed with Shahbazyan's movement.
Not right now. He looks like he's gassed almost.
His defensive work is not very good.
I don't think
this is what we're talking about. You know, once it goes to those later rounds, what's he gonna do? He's moving, but he's so heavy on his feet and he's on his heels and he's being pressured up against the cage. Right now, at this point, I'm saying Brunson's taking this round. He took him down.
He got another takedown. So yeah, that's definitely a Brunson round.
A pretty easy takedown right here for Brunson.
Yeah.
He's in complete side control right now. He doesn't have the knees in tight.
I don't know what he's really... Is he
right
trying to work for an armbar? Straight armbar?
I don't know what he's doing, but Shahbazyan's turning the wrong way.
No.
That shows a huge technical deficiency there. You gave up your back, Shahbazyan. You don't turn away from him. You turn into him. Wow.
Roll. If I'm him, I'm ducking. I'm rolling.
Wow. And oh my gosh, look at how high Brunson was. Why'd you roll to your belly? Brunson was way too high.
Yeah, he shouldn't have turned to his belly. He should have tried to roll.
Brunson's going to steal this round, and he might finish the fight.
He's going to finish the fight. Brunson might take this one, dude. How much time is left? I can't fucking see because these goddamn subtitles.
30 seconds left. 30 seconds right now. 30 seconds on the dot.
We're in half guard. So it's not really... Oh, yeah, still half guard.
Wow, Brunson...
He's got a half butterfly in.
Shahbazyan is showing some holes in his game.
So it's 1-1 going into the third, in my opinion.
Yeah, but... Oh, you little dirty dude. Brunson just raked his fingers into Shahbazyan's eyes.
Did he? I missed it because I looked at you when I said that. I literally looked to you and said I got a 1-1.
Watch this.
Yeah, hold on.
I rewound it. Sorry, guys. We're a couple seconds behind for a second. Watch right there.
Oh, yeah, dude. He's like literally sticking his finger in his eye.
Are you kidding me? Brunson, come on, man. Derek. You know what? I was just trying to give you credit, but you're a punk, man.
Come on, man.
That was bullshit.
Dude, that kind of reminds me, though. You remember when Chad Mendez did that to Conor McGregor?
He just hit him with some heavy punches. That was bullshit, though.
Is that the round, or did they stop the fight?
I don't know. That might have been the round or the fight. That's got to be the fight. They brought in the chair. But
no,
Brunson,
he's sitting down the round. They brought in the chair.
Brunson, that was some bullshit.
Yeah, they're working. That was the round. Okay.
Sticking your fingers into their eyes like that, man.
He's cut up now, though. So Shahbazyan has a cut. But it's 1-1 going into the third.
20. Yeah.
I mean, what do you got at 19-19?
I would say you're at 19-19 right now. I think that was kind of bullshit, especially after the eye poke. The ref should have taken a point away for that one.
Look at that cut, though, in the right eye.
And that came right after sticking his fingers in the eyes.
After sticking the finger in the eye.
So you had Brunson raking his fingers across the eyes like this. Literally
on camera. He wasn't digging like super deep, but he was
raking it.
He was getting in there.
Even doing this to my eyes, like go like this to your own eye, like real quick. Go ahead.
Any fighter, your fingers should not be in your opponent's eye, period.
Tell me your vision's clear right after you rub your eyes. So Brunson does that, rubs his fingers across his eyes, kind of like that, and then hits him with the heavy punch that cuts Shahbazyan open. He should have been deducted a point, especially
Shahbazyan wants to continue. Come on, Shahbazyan. Let's put this away, dude, because I'm kind of getting a little annoyed here. It was a clean fight for the most part, but now Brunson looks like he's trying to play dirty a little bit, and that kind of annoys me.
Yeah, with the eye poke. You know, the first one, okay, we could say accidental, even though it looked pretty intentional. That second one was obviously intentional. Really putting a bad taste in my mouth with Brunson, and I typically like him as a fighter.
Good left, good right. Brunson landed some good shots there. Now he's going right back to the take. Oh wow,
Shahbazyan's done.
Shahbazyan didn't want none of that takedown. Holy shit! Why did he stop it?
I don't disagree with that. Shahbazyan was done.
No, I do disagree with it because he only ate one shot there. It wasn't like he was turtled up.
Yeah, but Shahbazyan...
He got taken down and then landed one punch and Herb called it.
They almost stopped it before that. They were asking if he wanted to continue that fight going into that round. He said yeah.
That's still an early stoppage in my opinion.
I don't know. It's like I said, I literally said Shahbazyan's done right before the ref jumped.
There's a good left from there, good left, good right. That's what I was talking about right there. But then he just took him down with ease. He kind of just dragged him down. But right here, boom, 1, 2, and Herb stops at 3. Well, the third one wasn't even
Third one was kind of blocked. But Shahbazyan was done. You have to take into consideration. And that was sweet what he did with that leg.
Yeah, but I mean, he's still got to give him a chance. It's not like he was out. Come on, Herb.
I think you have to take it into consideration.
I think Herb is actually taking into consideration the shit that he got from last week.
Well, I think that you have to take into consideration the last round right there with that cut, the heavy punches towards the end of that round right there.
But you still got to give a guy a chance.
Well, they were even going to stop it. Like, look at what happened when Shahbazyan...
They were looking at the cut
Look at what Shahbazyan happened when he sat into his corner. He looked like he stumbled back into his corner. Which, as we saw with a couple fights ago, another guy stumbled backwards a little bit before standing up just because the door, and they stopped
that was because he tried to put his hand on the cage to stand up and the doors.
Yeah, and that's because the door wasn't there. Shahbazyan,
that's a little different.
Shahbazyan fell down into his chair in between rounds. He literally fell down into his chair. And I'm going to rewind this so you can see that real quick.
For me, that's still early, man. That's still early. It doesn't matter. You got to go on a round by round. And
round by round, yeah. But you also have to be like the ref's job is, looking out for the fighter's safety, right?
And I think what happened with Herb in this one is he was taking too much into consideration all the heat he was getting for the late stoppages because he had 2 of them on the last card. So he stopped this one a little bit early.
I don't disagree because of that right there. You see that? Right there.
That was the end of the round.
That was the end of the second round. Before going into it, they had already said, like, do you want to continue?
Yeah, but look, he rolls up,
he said he wants to continue.
Yeah.
You have to look at the continuation of all of it when you think about it. Like, this is not just 3 unanswered punches right there. It's all of this plus that. You know, and he didn't look fully refreshed going into that third round. No. They were almost going to stop it beforehand. You know, like right here. Oh, we got to go back a little bit further.
No, for me, it was still early.
I still think it's
still early.
Right here, watch.
Still an early stoppage.
Back into his chair.
No, he sits down.
Right there.
Yeah, he fell back against the cage there.
So
I think he's probably... Well, look how far away from the cage the fucking chair is. He probably thought it was a little closer.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been just like that other situation.
Because if you look, honestly, that cage is like a good 6-7 inches away from the cage.
Yeah, 6, 7.
He probably thought the cage was closer and was trying to lean up against it.
Yeah. Either way, like, you might disagree with the stoppage. I don't disagree with the stoppage.
I don't necessarily disagree with the stoppage. I think he should have let it go a few more seconds to just give him a chance.
Yeah, I mean, to give him a chance.
I think it was a little bit early.
So I would say if it was a title fight, I would give him a couple more shots.
No, see, even then, you can't. To me, you can't ref a title fight different than you ref any regular fight. They all got to be ref the same. I think Herb is. I think that's in his mind.
I don't disagree with you on that. You would have to let him ref it the same. But it's just
I feel like they should.
It's just like, you know, Big John McCarthy came out talking about John Jones not too long ago. He said John Jones was still the champion after the Alexander Gustafsson fight because of me.
Yeah, he did say that.
Because I know what John Jones had just did in the last round going into it. Mm-hmm. The doctor wanted to stop that fight. And I told that doctor, look, we're not stopping the fight right now. If it gets any worse, I'll call you in and we'll stop the fight.
You know what's funny, though, is the doctor actually outranks the ref. So the ref should not be able to tell the doctor no.
I mean, I don't know who outranks who.
The doctor has the ultimate say in that opinion. If the doctor calls it off, the ref has no say, no, you can't call this off, I'm keeping it going.
But if the ref doesn't stop the round to call the doctor in...
Yeah, so if he doesn't call the doctor in, he has to call the doctor in.
And it's like Big John McCarthy said, he's like, I wasn't going to let the doctor stop that fight for any reason. Yeah. John Jones just won that round. Yeah, he had a nasty cut, but he won that round. I wasn't going to let him stop it. And so he said, let it go to the next round so that he didn't have to call the doctor in.
If they called the doctor in versus Chael would have been a champion.
Chael would have been a champion.
Certain things.
So what we're talking about was that John Jones dislocated toe.
Not just dislocated it, his toe ripped. Yeah, you remember Patrick Ryan?
Yeah, that's what happened.
Patrick Ryan did the same thing.
Literally like 3 weeks before that.
Ripped all the way off.
Yeah, literally like 3 weeks before that.
It's fucking gross.
But man. Nice job, Derek Brunson, right there. You made a guy
who was going to be a tough fight.
Superhuman. You made a guy who was looking superhuman look ordinary.
It's the second round, man. Shahbazyan's kryptonite looks like to be his cardio right now.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you spent so much time, you finished 10 of 11 fights in the first round. It's hard to really understand what your body's really going to need and take going into the second and third round, because training 15 minutes in the gym, or for a 15-minute fight in the gym, 25-minute fight in the gym is a little bit different than being out there once you have the cardio going or the adrenaline going. You have somebody who's actually trying to kill you and rip your head off. Yeah. You know, you're broadcast on live television. There's all sorts of other thoughts going on. Not to mention you have all the pressure built up onto you at this point where it's like, hey, I'm supposed to be the greatest guy out there. They're talking about how I'm Ronda Rousey's prodigy and how I'm Edmund Count Chocula's
Tavarian or whatever.
Yeah, Count Choculan's like his up-and-comer life project, basically. You know, so the way that they promoted this fight was a way that was putting a ton of pressure on Shahbazyan and no pressure on Brunson.
But Brunson didn't have any pressure. He just had to come in and perform.
And like we said, though, like, Brunson is looking great since he got with an actual camp.
Yep, he's been looking good, and he's won his last couple fights at 185.
Yeah.
My only issue with this fight is I would have liked to see a clean win for Brunson. You know, he kind of got in there. The eye poke was incidental, but when he had him on the ground and he was sticking his fingers in the eye, that was intentional.
Absolutely.
100% intentional.
I don't know. That first eye poke might have been
I think it was incidental. I think it was incidental.
Might have been incidental.
It looked, because he kind of just...
But he was like
often.
This.
He did do that.
He was like a John Jones. Like, you know, people talk about how they think the John Jones thing is intentional. If you think John Jones's was intentional, Brunson's was just as intentional as John Jones. I would say. I guess
you could probably argue that, because the way Brunson did it, he was kind of feeling out, reaching for range, and kind of just put his hands in his eyes. Yeah. And John Jones, the problem with that is Brunson may have done it once, but John Jones does it every fight.
All the time.
He does it every fight. You see, there's at least one eye poke in John Jones fights.
And then the other part that I didn't like was Brunson, you know, right before that big elbow that led to the flurry of punches that led to ultimately Herb Dean stopping that fight in the second round, was, you know, Brunson rubbing those fingers in the eye, you know, clouding that vision, and then he hit him with that heavy strike that cut him open and was able to land 3 or 4 more right after that before the round ended.
Yeah.
We were talking about
it was a little bit dirty on that part,
Yeah.
but I mean, props to Brunson. He got the win. Went in there when everybody doubted him right now.
Well, here's
everybody picked Shahbazyan to win.
They did, and the thing is though, that round was over, and Shahbazyan had just as much time as Brunson to recover. Yeah. Shahbazyan came into that second round looking defeated though.
Yeah, he seemed like he did not want to be in there. Mm-hmm. When he got hit a couple times and then just let Brunson drag him down. It wasn't even a good takedown. No. Like Brunson just grabbed him and Shahbazyan fell.
And I think that might have played part into why Herb Dean stopped it. Herb Dean probably saw that.
Could have been.
Was like, he's done. He's not interested in fighting anymore.
You probably have a point there because if Herb saw him, Herb obviously saw the takedown. But I mean, if you're looking at that, Shahbazyan didn't even fight the takedown and didn't give him nothing. But I mean,
no, he gave up his back super easy.
For me, I would have liked to see, let it go a couple more seconds because he was rolling and he was trying to defend. He was rolling out a little bit, got his arm up. He only took 2 shots.
Yeah.
I would have liked to seen a little bit more time. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe he lands one more clean punch and you call it cool. But let him get a little bit more time. We've seen Herb in other fights, let him go way longer.
Yeah, but I mean, ultimately, you have to, when you're the ref, when you feel like the fighter's done, you got to stop the fight. And literally right before Herb Dean stopped it, I said, he's done. He's done. If I was a ref at that point, I probably would have stopped it too because I felt like he was done. There was no reason for him to take any more unnecessary punishment. As a fighter, I always want to go out on my shield.
We could go back to an earlier fight, though, on the card tonight, on the prelims there. After 2 rounds, he was done. Sains.
Yeah.
I mean, he was done.
And that was another one, like we said, and like I said and you said, we wish the fight would have been stopped earlier.
Well, I don't know if I wish it would have been stopped. I'm saying it could have been stopped. I never really wished it was stopped because Sains was still out there throwing. And for me, that I honestly feel like, I don't know, we haven't seen Twitter. I haven't been keeping up on any social media. For me, this was Sains' retirement fight. 39 years old. Just got beat the fuck up by a prospect.
Yeah.
That's got to be a retirement fight, so he should be done. So for me, especially in a situation like that, just let a guy go out on a shield. I'm glad they did.
Maybe, or, take into consideration the fact that the refs, their job is to protect the fighters from themselves.
Yeah.
So,
you could.
Ultimately,
it could have been stopped.
In that, and I've said it in the past before. I'm more okay with an early stoppage than a late stoppage. So.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think it's fair.
I'm gonna get upset about a late stoppage, and I get mad about the late stoppages because I am a mixed martial arts fan. I'm a combat sports fan, but I'm not a fan of watching people take punishment that's gonna jeopardize the rest of their career, the rest of their life. So while I want to see the fights, and I love the good competitive back and forth fights, I don't like seeing the one-sided ass whoopings.
No,
I'm not a fan of those.
I'm a fan when it's my pick doing the one-sided ass whooping.
As far as my picks go, yeah, I'm excited about it, but I really don't like to watch it.
I don't like people taking more punishment than they need to be taken.
I'm not a just bleed guy.
I'll
just say that.
But overall, I do wish that Shahbazyan would have had a few more seconds. Let's see what happens. Give him 5 more seconds. Shit, see what happens. Maybe he rolls out. Maybe he starts defending.
Give him a couple more punches. Maybe.
I think maybe even a couple more. It was only 2 punches, and that's my problem.
They
weren't damaging punches.
It was 3 punches, but 5 seconds could be 10, 15 punches. So I'll say a couple more punches.
Yeah, it could be.
So if you're sitting up raining down punches hard, you can get fucking 2 punches in a second.
Yeah.
But
I mean, go back to Brock Lesnar, Shane Carwin.
Yeah.
How many punches did the ref? Was that Herb in that fight, or was that John McCarthy?
Oh, I don't remember. That was so long ago.
But it was one of those two.
But Shane Carwin.
But they let Shane Carwin rain down 30 or 40 punches before the bell rang for the end of the round.
It was crazy. They probably should have stopped that one too.
They could have.
The only thing that was different about that was they were like these little.
They were just rabbit punches.
They were like, if
punches.
I'm standing there and I'm gonna just bully you, I'm just gonna barely torture you.
Right.
It was kind of like that. It wasn't like they were big finishing punches, So that was the difference in that fight. This one, it was a close fight. I thought the first round all the way up until the end there, Shahbazyan was dominating it. But then once you saw that cardio start to fail, there was a chink in the armor there, a kink in the armor there.
Yeah, round 2 was a Brunson round.
And Brunson came out and dominated that second round. Round 3, I don't know if he dominated that second round.
It was pretty good, pretty close. Not necessarily dominant,
it was close
but
up
it was
until
a 10-9.
It was close up until that last probably a minute and a half. and then that last minute and a half was a Derek Brunson thing.
10-9.
And at that point, 10-9 round for sure. At that point, going into the third round.
But
we'll see.
You do like to you've been adamant about wanting people to be docked a point for nut kicks.
Automatic and
what about eye pokes?
All penalties.
So should we technically? I mean, that could have been an even round going into the third.
In my opinion,
based off what you like.
In my opinion, the rules are the rules, okay? I don't care if it's intentional or not. I think the only thing that we can really take into consideration, or we should take into consideration,
is how it affects a fight.
Impact and severity, right? So if I blatantly poke you in the eye,
2 points.
And in like my knuckle, I'm going in my first, second
I'm
knuckle
Michael
there.
Bisbing your ass.
Yeah, if you know,
get in there and get that shit out.
and it's pretty obvious, and especially if you have a reputation for it, because I think the reputation for it matters as well.
John Jones, we're talking to you.
Yeah, 2 points automatically. If it's something where it's like, oh, accidental nut kick, there's 1 point automatically. Control your strikes. Control where he strikes. Accidental eye poke, okay, 1 point automatically. Accidental strike to the back of the head, 1 point automatically. Accidental strike to a grounded opponent with a knee or something like that, automatic 1 point. I don't care what the penalty is. I think that automatic 1 point, no matter what, for the infraction. I don't think that there should be a warning involved. And if there is a warning involved, the next one is an automatic point. Well, so you can do so we have in wrestling where we'll do for cautions, caution, you get 2 cautions, that it starts to become a point.
Right.
You could do a warning if you wanted to, but it would have to be strictly 1 warning. Well, not a ref's discretion like, hey, you got to bring those up. That's 2 in a row.
And if you go back to we talked about it a little bit ago, not John Jones, but DC versus Stipe 1.
Yeah.
Stipe was warned, I'm exaggerating, obviously, here. He was warned 100 times throughout the fight. Clear exaggeration, obviously.
To close his hands.
But he was warned about keeping his fingers in because he was trying to reach for the range and trying to poke with his fingers, and he kept getting warned. Mm-hmm. And then finally, he threw a punch with his fingers out.
Yep.
Which, who the fuck throws a punch with their fingers straight out? I mean,
somebody who fought John Jones and learned that it's an effective trick.
And he was not docked a point for that. He should have been docked a point for that one because, to me, I think blatant offensive should 100% be guaranteed point deduction.
And there's a difference. If I'm just kind of reaching for you and the ref says, hey, you better watch it.
Yeah.
You're getting close. Yeah. That's the ref telling you, if you fucking touch that face with that hand like that,
you're getting warned throughout the fight.
You're getting deducted.
So when you do it, you should get deducted. But they didn't deduct him, and that kind of irritated me.
But elbows to the back of the head, you can't really warn for something like that.
No.
You just got to automatically stick to the rule. It's an automatic point deduction. A kick to the nut, you can't really warn to that. Maybe if they're throwing inside leg kicks and you want to say that kick's getting really close to the nuts there, make sure it stays in the region. Or if you're throwing kicks to the stomach, say, hey, keep that legal. It's getting close. If you want to say something like that, okay, fine. But ultimately, when you look at it and you think about how all this stuff works out, you should automatically just take a point, no matter what the offense is, if they commit the offense.
Wow.
It would be just like in basketball. Do they warn for a foul in basketball, or do they automatically go to what?
Well, see, basketball is a little different because it depends. If you're LeBron James, they're not going to call certain fouls on you. But if you're a bench warmer,
that's a ref thing, right?
It is.
And that's.
But if you're a bench warmer, you're going to get called every time.
Every time.
It becomes again ref discretion. So it's something stupid.
If you're a star,
if you're LeBron James or James Harden, you get fucking 16 steps before they call it travel. It's fucking stupid. That's why I haven't watched a single basketball game this season.
He's got a really big stride.
He can run the full length of the court in 3 steps, so it's not a travel.
But no, if I don't know a ton about fouls and other stuff because I don't like playing sports with fouls and stuff like that. But, in basketball, if you were to shoot and I smack your arm a little bit when you're shooting, do I get a warning for that, or do you go right to the free throw line?
It depends, because if you hit the hand and the hand's on the ball,
and he's shooting,
if he's shooting and you hit the hand is considered part of the ball.
Yeah.
But if you hit his forearm, that's an automatic penalty.
Yeah, so
automatic penalty.
So automatic penalty.
Only if the ref sees it. The ref has to call it.
Well, the ref has to see it in order to be able to call it in the first place with any of these fouls and penalties.
Exactly.
But my point of the matter. Okay, let's go football. Okay, so you're on the line of scrimmage. You go and you run offsides. Is there a warning for it?
There's no warning for offsides. You're I mean, we've seen people get away with offsides, but the ref has to call it again. There's no warning.
The ref has to see it and call it.
Yeah.
Right. There's no warning. The whole point is that
But in football and stuff, they do add replay for certain penalties where you can challenge it now.
Yes. And we need to get that, and we honestly need that because things like this where a nut kick. So if a guy fakes that they got kicked in the nut and we can watch the replay and
we've seen a couple fights, there was one recently.
The point should be taken away from the guy who faked that he got kicked in the nuts.
Who was it?
He should automatically get a point taken away from him.
Who was that?
But yeah, we did have one recently.
We're just, dude, god damn it. I'm so pissed now because I know, I'm trying to remember.
I know, I'm trying to remember who it is, but it's gonna escape me till I fucking get off.
God damn it, yeah. I'm going to remember it after this episode, but either way, you got a can right in front of you.
Yeah, that's the one I'm drinking.
Oh, we'll finish it. Let's go. But let's take a look at the standings real quick. The fights are over. Shout out to Derek Brunson. He got it done. Finished the fight, 3rd round.
Yeah, man.
Did not go to a judge's scorecard.
So real quick, before we even get to our groups, I want to see leaderboards going on right now.
I mean, there's some people that pick Brunson, obviously.
Yeah, but I want to see
7 of 8. Look at this guy right here, 7 of 8.
So Dustin had, or not Dustin? What's his name?
Not Dustin. Girth Brooks finished with I think 400 points even or something stupid.
So I finished 394th. So not bad, not bad.
No. But go into our group standings real quick. Let's take a look at it.
So
we got Girth Brooks, who got like the last 2 or 3 fights wrong, finished with 4. So he had 3 out of 3 on the undercard, and got 1 out of 4 on the main card. Right, 1 out of 4 because we did have the Kevin Hall fight scrapped. So he was 1 out of 4 on the main card.
Okay, before we even get into that though, like I'm gonna sidetrack you real quick. I want to talk about how bizarre this card was. Like,
how many times have you seen a fight pulled from a card before the walkout?
But let's even back up. Let's walk through this. So the main event was supposed to be Irina Aldana versus
Holly Holmes.
Holly Holm.
Yep.
Irina Aldana got tested positive for COVID. She was pulled from that. So then the co-main event gets bumped up, and that was the Shahbazyan.
It was a good fight too.
Yeah, it was a Shahbazyan Brunson fight. Got bumped up to the main event. And then Jennifer Maya's opponent got pulled from the card for some reason.
And JoJo passes up her title fight to take that short notice fight.
Yep, JoJo passes up her title fight to take a short notice fight. Turned out to be a mistake, but so the main event changes there. The co-main event changes. On the undercard, a couple of other things had changed prior to that. But then, going into the weigh-ins yesterday, things started getting crazy.
Going into the weigh-ins, that was one of the wildest weigh-in periods, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
That I can remember.
In a long time.
We had 3 fighters pulled off the weigh-in, off the card at that point.
Yeah, at the weigh-ins.
We had 2 that actually got replaced. 1 that got replaced, but for some reason, I still don't know, I haven't seen any updates, was not allowed to weigh in. So
yeah, so we literally waited till the last minute. So we were trying to get our pick'em show out early. Make sure that we
got the pick'ems
not
out
our pick'em
early.
show, but we were trying to get our
weigh-in
updates.
show.
We were trying to get our weigh-in, our updates, and stuff like that out early. And we're watching and we're waiting, and it's going down to the last second, and we're thinking, man, what's going on here? Is this guy gonna make it to the scale?
Then they pulled the scale.
And they pulled the scale. Like, okay, so there was still about a minute left too when they started to pull the scale. So at that point we realized, okay, so he's not weighing in.
Yeah. He's
not weighing in. Now they're starting to set up for face-offs. What's going on here? We don't know what happened there. We think it's a commission. The commission denied the fight because the opponent was supposed to be a 170-pounder, bouncing up to 195 on last minute.
Yeah, I thought that was really weird.
Yeah, the whole.
But most 170ers do weigh in around 190. Most.
Probably between 190. They're probably 25 pounds over.
Yeah.
So 195 doesn't make it unreasonable.
Exactly.
So 195, that's probably his walk-around weight. The commission, for some reason, we're assuming it was a commission thing, they denied the fight.
They didn't let him weigh in, so.
Yeah, we have no clue. But that was that fight.
Yeah.
On top of the other 2 fights where the opponents were changed, and we had short notice guys coming in on literally 24 hours notice, 24 to 36 hours notice.
Yep.
We finally get to the night for today's card, and we're excited about it.
Yeah.
And then Ed Herman, or Mike Pierce.
We got to the, you're talking the Ed Herman one,
So Mike Pierce, who is one of the guys who's been training with Ed Herman.
And we're both buddies with him, so.
We're buddies with Ed Herman, or I'm buddies with Ed Herman and Mike, but we're both buddies with Mike. I don't know if have you ever met Ed?
I've never met Ed, but I met Mike and Rick, and I've met them a few times.
Yeah, you met.
But I never met Ed.
Yeah, so we know all those guys. But Mike is out there in Vegas with Ed, and then he posts a picture of Ed Herman looking pissed off and basically hinting.
Said more details to come.
Yeah, hinting that the fight was off.
With an angry face.
And we were all like, what the fuck is going on?
So we blew up
here?
Twitter. We went and we got on our search wagon. We searched Twitter, and sure enough, we find out that Mearshart tested positive today for COVID. So that fight was pulled
literally today
before it was during the prelims, actually, I think is when we found out.
Yeah.
He got pulled for from the card. Then, we're coming in, we're watching.
There was a weird tweet that came out that we saw.
Yeah, a really weird tweet. I think we were on the early prelims still. Well, the prelims, the only prelims we had tonight.
So we were on the prelims, and then I saw a tweet from Kevin Holland saying, "I'll even fight Ed Herman tonight," or something like that.
Yeah, he said, "I'll fight Ed Herman."
Wait, what is this? What's going on?
What the hell happened?
And Cullen was like, "Well, maybe he's just saying that he'd fight 2 times." tonight.
For me, I'm thinking he's confident enough that he figured he's going to put Giles away and said he'll fight Ed Herman too.
Yeah.
But then we get on here and we're looking at Tapology.
And we're like, why are we going into the Calderwood fight already?
Yeah, I'm like, hold on, there's only 8 fights. I'm like, isn't that supposed to be out of 9?
Yeah.
So we get on, we do our research. Sure enough, the Kevin Holland versus Trevin Giles fight got pulled. Jake looks it up. Giles fucking fainted during the walkout, right before the walkout.
Yeah, crazy. So he fainted before he was supposed to fight.
What a night, dude. What a night. What a day. What a 24, what a last 36 hours, would you say?
What a fight card, man.
I mean, to get through this, it was a good fight card. The fights were fun. I didn't really have a fight that was boring.
No, I mean, overall, top to bottom, a lot of good fights.
Only 8 fights?
With the 8 fights, they were all exciting fights, but there was also a couple of really good upsets in there.
Couple good upsets.
Brunson in the main event, and obviously Maya in the co-main event.
Yep. So, I mean, I'm 1 for 2 on my upset picks there.
But, so it was good. It was really good watching this fight card overall. And the other thing, though...
Hold on. So here's that JoJo. You see how when she put that kick up and JoJo caught it?
Yeah.
She actually grabbed JoJo's head and pulled her down and fell to the mat.
Well, no, but you watch JoJo kick the leg out from underneath of her there.
I know, but go back a little bit. Watch that. She grabs JoJo's head and pulls her in.
Well, she just kind of braced for it, but JoJo kicked the leg out.
I think she was ready for it. She probably knew it was coming.
Well, JoJo does that a lot, so yeah.
That's what I mean.
I don't know why she's in there, though. She's not
Who
very
is
good.
she?
That's Angela Hill. Or that's not Angela Hill.
That's not Angela Hill.
That's the other one that was on the tough. See, look right there. She kicked her leg out. But that's the other girl that was on the tough show.
I don't know who that chick is, but look, while she kicks it, she grabs her and pulls
Kicks it.
And then, so she was ready for it, dude.
Yeah.
That's homework.
Yep. That is homework. And on such a short notice, too.
Yeah, because, I mean, you were training for somebody else at that point. But, I mean, either way, it's a good night of fights overall. Right now, we're looking at Girth Brooks took first in the league in our group
points.
With 300 points.
Yeah.
4 out of 8 picks. He only went 50% on the night.
Did we find out what he was overall? That's what I was looking up on here.
I didn't see his overall.
I want to look on here and see where he was.
But he has 400, or what do you have, 300 points even?
300 points total.
300 points even, so.
Yeah, so it's got to be easy to find it once we get it up. Let's get it up before we start that part.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Because mine was like, what did they say mine was like?
I don't remember.
Right now, I got 488.
Yeah.
488. Dang.
So go down a little bit. I mean.
So right here. So he tied for 367. So top 500.
Yeah. So let's go into this real quick. We're going to close out the night. We're going to look at our rankings here. Girth Brooks, he won the night with 4 picks out of 8 picks correct. We actually had 5 people with 4 picks out of 8 correct. But Girth Brooks did
we had 6 people.
Was it 6?
6
people out of the group that got 4 correct.
So newcomer, Fisty McKicker Choke.
You love that name, don't you?
Comes in and also while I'm assuming it's a he takes 6th place.
Stop making assumptions, you fucking sexist bastard.
Penis.
Just joking.
No, but Fisty McKicker Choke, he gets 4 correct. He takes 6th place here with one decision perfect and 1 semi-perfect. But then we had a 3-way tie
for third place.
Third place. 3-way tie for 3rd place between C-Mac Townsy and JGH 1967.
Yeah.
we'll go from the bottom on up. We'll go JGH 1697 or 1967 had 250 points with 4 correct picks, 0 decision perfects, 1 actual perfect, and no semi-perfects. Townsy had 4 correct picks, 2 decision perfects, and no other bonus points outside of that. Cullen had 4
correct. Me.
So in the group,
C-Mac
it's C-Mac 87. Cullen had 250 points. He also had 4 correct picks, no decision perfects, 1 actual perfect, and no semi-perfects.
Yeah, baby.
And then I took second place with 290 points. That puts me with 4 correct picks, 1 decision perfect, and 1 actual perfect, and 1 semi-perfect. Whereas Girth Brooks,
baby,
comes in with 300 points, beats me by 10 points, 4 correct picks, 2 decision perfects.
And it was his undercard.
And it was his undercard.
Because he had the 2
it was
decision perfects.
all of our undercards,
Yeah.
except for your fucking...
My perfect came Vicente Luque.
Yeah.
Got me that perfect, baby.
Yeah, and well, then you also had the Maya fight. I don't think...
Well, the Maya gave me the win. That put me up there.
Well, look, I don't think very many other people had Maya based on
I don't
what
think
I'm
anybody else had Maya besides me,
So-
to be honest. If I'm looking at I know Townsy didn't have Maya, and I know you didn't have Maya.
No, I was never big in Maya. And
So,
even if they were to fight again,
and Girth Brooks, he only got 1 fight correct on the main card. So
yeah. Oh, they're showing the highlights from the Luque fight. That was a good fight.
Yeah, Luque, man, this guy, this is the one that got me my tied for 3rd place finish. Thank you, Luque.
Yeah.
Fight of the night after the card is over. Who do you pick?
It'd probably be that Luque fight.
You think Luque?
I would probably.
I think
say that
Venata versus Bobby Green, man. For me, that's the fight of the night.
That was a good fight. Either of them could have been.
The rounds were so close.
I mean, I was really impressed with Luque's lower leg work that he kept throwing. He did drop Brown, a couple times. He hit him with that great knee to finish it off. It would probably be that one overall for me. It's hard to say though, but
we'll see what Dana does.
Yeah.
I think that Dana will give it to Green and Venata. That fight was so fun. The rounds were so close up until the 3rd round.
So if I'm looking at another fight, that's the only fight from tonight that I want to see again.
Yeah.
That you should see again.
I would love to watch it again.
If I'm going to go based off of what fight should they run back again?
Green and Venata.
So
I mean, it's a good fight.
That would make that to be a pick for fight of the night right now. If that's the one that was close enough and exciting enough that we want to see it again, for sure, that would have to be it. But the other one, while the other fight that I was just talking about with Luque was good.
That was my pick for fight of the night going into it.
It was a very fun fight. Luque finished him. I wouldn't want to see it again because we already know the result of that one. Time to move on.
I think Luque would win again if we did it again.
Time to move on, right? When you're finished, it's time to move on. Conor McGregor said it himself. You finished the fight, move on.
Other than the fact that he got finished and then still didn't move on.
Yeah. Well, yeah, against Nate
But
Diaz.
I still love Conor.
Well, I mean, he's right though in that aspect, though in that argument, though.
When you're the finisher, you should move on.
You should. But even at that point, fuck it, I'm not gonna get into it because that's a whole different debate.
But either way, you know what? Shout out to Girth Brooks, man. You won the night, 1st place. Congratulations to you, my man. You took 1st in the group, Jake. You ready to crush these cans?
I didn't take 1st in the group.
Girth Brooks.
You looked at me and you're like, you took 1st in the group, Jake? And I was like, no, I didn't.
I mean, I guess I can see how that sounds. All right.
But wait, before we do crush these cans, we want to make sure that you like, follow, and subscribe. And make sure you're checking out our podcast on Anchor.fm. We're also on Spotify. You can find us on
Facebook,
Google Podcasts.
YouTube, Google.
You can find us on Apple Podcasts as well. Look for us. Look for Crushing Cans Podcast.
Yeah, man. Well, you can find us just about anywhere at this point.
Yeah, we're all over the place.
Some things in the works. I do have a website in the works right now. We're going to get our own website up with some gear and stuff on there. If you guys are interested in helping us out, maybe purchasing a little bit of Crushing Cans gear.
You'll know when we have it because we'll be wearing it ourselves in the shows.
Yeah, buddy.
You start seeing it, start looking to buy it. The other thing, though, is, we got a lot of changes coming. So we're looking to start doing some live streams soon. That's kind of what we're building towards. Look for those to happen. We're going to start getting you guys updates on that, letting you know when things are going to happen like that. We want to have an interactive chat where you guys are on there with us. Tune into our fight cards or tune into our podcast while we're out here. Watch the fights. We want to talk to you and conversate with you guys while the fights are going on.
Let's get your thoughts during the fight. We like to see a live opinions. Obviously we give our opinions right now during the live card. Who we think's winning each round. Dirty things, early stoppages, late stoppages, whatever. We've seen it all. We give it all.
Yeah.
Let's get you guys involved, man. That's what we want. We want community involvement. So
until then, though,
let's crush these cans.
Let's crush these cans.